All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week here, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group. It's homecoming. The Brockport Golden Eagles are set to take on the Wilkes University Colonels. Both teams sitting at 1-1 on the season. Brockport losing a heartbreaker to number 11 Susquehanna last week. They had the ball with a chance to take the lead at the end of the game, and an untimely turnover snuffed out the chances. But Mario, Brockport really bounced back in the second half against Susquehanna. Only 7 minutes of possession and 1 first down in the first half. The only reason they were in the game was an 81-yard punt return touchdown by Daniel Manna. He wound up the Empire 8 Special Teams Player of the Week. Offensively, it seemed like the team got things going a little bit in the second half. Defensively, it seemed like the team settled in, and they wound up giving Susquehanna all that they could handle. Let's talk a little bit about this Wilkes team coming into today. Dual threat quarterback, all-purpose running back, a team that you have to keep an eye on, especially when you play an aggressive defensive style like Coach Mike Fox.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If he wants to try to play that aggressive style, because mostly what Fox likes to do, he likes to get them behind schedule by third down, and most of the times when you blitz, you play man behind that. So that being said, he's got to be very, very conscious of Xavier Powell running out of the backfield at the quarterback position today.
We're going to pause while we do the national anthem, and then we'll introduce your captains and get ready for kickoff here on the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week.
Sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
And now, another Rock Sports Network presentation.
All right, we are ready to roll here. Again, it's homecoming. We got our captains getting ready to come out for the kick to the coin toss. The captains for the Brockport Golden Eagles from left to right. Number 6, Ben Robinson. Number 22, Kyle Haddich. Number 44, Joe Motz. And number 23, making his return for the 2024 season, that's Gino Fontana-Rosa. For the Wilkes Colonels, captains left to right, going to do the best we can, and that's going to be, looks like number 9, Xavier Powell. That's the quarterback. Number 3, that's Jimmy Johnson, the wide receiver. Number 8, Devin Higgins, senior wide receiver. And big number 97, Steele Hess, defensive lineman for Wilkes. So it's Mario, both teams come in at 1-1. Obviously, Brockport looking to get positive results for today before they start Empire 8 play coming up here in their next game. Offensively, plan of attack for Coach Mangoni. We've been here, done this for the last 7 seasons, but let's talk about offensively what his attack is.
Well, it's you got a new wrinkle this season with Fontana-Rosa coming back, so it's going to be interesting to see how he decides to work him into the lineup, his role in this game. And it's going to be interesting also because you're going up against a Wilkes team where this is the second time you've ever played them, and they got a new first-year head coach. So there could be a lot of things that are open today that we haven't seen yet. But look for Mangoni to stick to the run, try to wear this Wilkes defense out, and then they can leave Bob Boozer Field with a homecoming victory.
Gino Fontana-Rosa, second leading rusher last season for the Golden Eagles behind Jale Code, who has departed through graduation. And we're going to see what the workload looks like for big number 23, Isaiah Simmons, the sophomore, has been the workhorse back so far this season with Cam Mesh at his back. And it's going to come down to, for this Brockport team, Ben Gasella, quarterback, sophomore quarterback, and see what he can do offensively. He's done a good job so far this year, not getting too high, not getting too low. He's had a couple turnovers, but he's bounced back. And again, he had Brockport in to the very last second against a very good Susquehanna team last week. Susquehanna winds up number 12 team in the country after that game.
Yeah, and if you look at it, on the other side of the ball with Wilkes is the fact that they're a little undersized as far as the defensive line goes, so that opens up the run for Brockport because they have a distinct size advantage. But this is a Wilkes team that, they're scoring 34 points a game. They're giving up 30. So if you go down and score on them, like, okay, we'll get it back offensively, so let's go.
We talk about the size of Brockport's offensive line. The average size, 6'2", 301 pounds. Wilkes, not a defensive lineman, over 265, so that will be the test for today. Second set to kick it away, that's Zach McGowan for Brockport. He's got it teed up. He's kicking it deep, and it's going to get fielded. Second thoughts on that one, and they wind up waving it off. But that's back for a touchback. That was number 14 back to return for Wilkes. That was Sean McCullough. And this is the first time that we'll get a look at this Wilkes offense led by Xavier Powell and Elijah Jules. Those are the two names to keep an eye on today. Jules over 3,000 all-purpose yards in his career, and Xavier Powell coming off of a 5-touchdown game last week against RPI in a loss, but still a strong showing for Xavier Powell. He loves to run the ball, only 4 carries fewer than Jules on the season. True dual-threat quarterback. Powell in the shotgun. And they're going to fake it to Jules. They're going to run a little RPO. That's number 26 out in the flat there. That's Ben Cantella, backup running back, who catches that one. It's a 4-yard gain for him.
Yeah, normally, Ryan, when we've had these games over the past 6-7 years, you see quarterbacks come in, they look a little tight. I was watching them in warm-ups. As relaxed as you could be as a quarterback coming into Bob Boozer Field to face this defense. So I expect a big game out of him, and we'll just have to see if Fox puts the clamps on him on the outside. I'm very curious to see that. Good
play call there on first down. We talked run heading into this game. The first play of the game is a pass. And there it is to Jules right up the middle, and he's going to fight forward. Gets a yard after that one. A host of Golden Eagle tacklers, including number 44 with his nose in on that one. That's Luca Friedman in from his linebacker position, as well as Mike Talbert.
Yeah, Fox brought a double-edged blitz on that with both linebackers. He tried to run it up the middle, and they just
interesting
ran out of
look
room.
Here, Mario. They've got
Trips bunch.
Yeah, off to the left for Powell. Oh, he's going to get a free play here as Fanner jumps off, throws deep, intercepted, but that's not going to matter. Daywin Fanner is going to get flagged for offsides on that one. Got a free play, take a shot downfield. Mario.
Yeah, very interesting that both the quarterback and the receiver read the same thing, and he didn't panic back there. He was like, okay, I'm going to try to take a shot. Let's see what happens.
So Marquise Wright with the interception that was not for Brockport. 13:40 here left in the first quarter.
Does that also go on Mahomes' total of interceptions called back? I was just curious.
It's one of those turnover eligible throws, right? They call those.
It's like the arm punts. All right, so first down for Wilkes coming in. A lot of different formations already in the first series for Wilkes.
Jules to the right of Powell. It's a 3 tight end set here for Wilkes. They're going to give it to Jules right up the middle. Nowhere to go. Mike Talbert again in on the tackle. Big number 52 in the inside there. Time to shout out our first half sponsor today, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. Lattimore currently offers 30 clinics throughout the Rochester area, including nearby locations in Brockport, North Chili, and Spencerport. More than 70 certified physical therapists have experience in treating most conditions and sports injuries, and in most cases are able to offer initial consultations within 24 hours for your convenience. LattimorePT.com. Powell in the shotgun, and they're going to send Jules in motion there to the far left at the top of the screen with the bunch formation. And he's going to run it. And we talked about that in the pregame. That's Mike Talbert who corrals him after a 4-yard run. So
excellent open field tackle by Talbot there.
Powell with his first carry of the game, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 here for Wilkes.
You know, it's interesting too, Ryan. Jules, like you said, he amassed over 3,000 all-purpose yards in 31 games played. They run him on the inside a lot. He's only on 165.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how much he's willing to run up in the middle.
Big 3rd down here for Wilkes as they're trying to extend their first drive of the game.
Looks like they're going to come with the edge rush off the bottom of your screen.
That is Fanor. He's going to try and bring some pressure And Talbert in pursuit, a throw across the body, and no one there for Powell. And Talbert gave Powell a little shove to introduce himself today.
It seems like Talbert's going to be his personal chaperone today.
Yeah, we talked about how, especially when you're bringing a lot of pressure by Fox, how do you keep the man-to-man defense on the back end, those guys turning their backs to that quarterback? Well, one way you do that is you put Mike Talbert as a spy, and you tell him to keep an eye on Powell and not let him get out of the pocket.
Yeah, one of the things that they changed up on second and third down was they were able to maintain lane integrity on that one, so Talbert was able to get there.
Back to return, Daniel Monet coming off of an Empire 8 Special Teams Player of the Week after a big return last week against Susquehanna. He's all the way back to his 7, and he muffs it, and Wilkes jumps on it. That's the first big play of the game. Number 47 on the recovery there. That's Nick Davidson, the long snapper, who falls on that one, and Monet trying to make something happen. We're going to take a look at that one again. Brockport almost gets there. Man comes free right up the middle. They just miss it. Mario on that one, probably one that Monet needs to either let bounce or call for a fair catch. There were 6 Wilkes defenders to 1 or to 2 blockers.
Yeah, he did. My thinking is he didn't want it to probably go back and get on the 1 yard line. The other things too is once you have a return like that a week before, you think you can do it all the time.
Absolutely. So Brockport defense, their first big test of today. They are backed up against their own end zone. And they're going to fake it, and there's Powell, lowers his helmet, and Powell is down to the 2 yard line on that run.
Yeah, and for those of you that can't see it at home, we were down on the field at pregame. I mean, he's listed as 6'1", 210.
That's a big boy.
He's probably 2 1/4. Like I'm going to say he's probably about 225. You know, he's so he's going to be a problem for that second level of linebackers today.
Too wide here, and they're bringing in their fullback. That's Nick Troutman in that wing formation. And they're going to hand it off. Little spin move is, oh, what a great open field tackle there. That's Jameer Clark in on that tackle.
I'm wondering how many games Jules has gotten outside like that and has just caught the corner. He got hawked by Clark on that one.
Third and goal here for Wilkes. Trying to capitalize on the muffed punt by Monet. Powell gets the signal from the sideline. Jules in the backfield with him, and they got a bunch set to the left of the formation. Single receiver to the lower half of the formation. Looking to throw right away. They're going to throw to the end zone. No one there. Looked like the intended receiver that time was number 8, Devin Higgins. They were trying to hit him right at the front pylon and see if he could stick it across. But
you know, it's remarkably interesting when you have a mobile quarterback. And Ryan, we have seen it watching the Bills all these years. They went with so many tight packages there that you brought everybody into Powell and everybody into Jules. Why not go doubles on each side, 4 wide receivers, spread them out.
Yeah.
In case he can run up the middle as one of the options. So I found that very interesting.
The kick by Volpone is up and good, and that makes it 3-0 Wilkes. So not an ideal start for Brockport, but good hold by the Brockport defense there after a turnover at their own 7 yard line. Leaves them in some dire straits. Powell rips off a 4 yard carry to the 2. A big play on the edge by Jameer Clark in the open field. Backs Wilkes up, and then an incomplete pass, and Brockport's off the field with little damage there. 3-0 here, and hopefully get the chance for our first look at this Brockport offense.
Yeah, and interestingly enough to say, it's weird because I think football is the only sport where you can give up points and your team actually comes out better than it was before it went in, because that could have been a catastrophic. You could have gave up 7
Absolutely.
there. You could have recovered it. The fact that the Brockport defense was able to hold there, even though you did give up 3 points, you have the momentum going into this next series.
Back to return these is number 7, Josh Lamage, and number 31, Kaisim Springer. We saw some juice out of Springer in the first game as he got some run at the end there. We'll see what they do in the return game.
Springer back to return for Brockport.
Off to kick it here for Wilkes is number 89. That's Braden Snyder. Short kick here, and this is going to be fielded by Lamage, and he's out across the 20, across the 25, and finally brought down at the 27-yard line, where they're going to mark that. First look here at Ben Gasella in this offensive front. See who starts at the running back position. It's probably going to be Simmons, I'd have to guess, but Fontana Rosa back for his first stint of the season. It is Simmons who gets the nod here to start the game. Big Joe Mott's in with him.
Looks like they're going with a twins open look. It's conventional Mangoni. Maybe run an inside handoff with Mott's leading the way, but they always like running that counter back toward the bottom of your screen as well.
Flip sides here. This is the first time we see this offensive line that we talked about pregame. They're going to throw it to Sluka on the outside there. Sluka makes a man miss, ducks ahead across the 35-yard line to the 36. So he's going to pick up 7 on the play. That was Nolan Sluka.
7 on the play, sets up 2nd and 3 for Brockport from their 36-yard line.
And Brockport right to the no huddle. They line it up quick. Mott's left to right. Gasella with Simmons to his right here, and this one's going to Isaiah Simmons, who ducks to the outside and out across the 40. That's enough for a first down. Isaiah Simmons for 5 yards. Tackled by, that was number 0, Talon Murray, leading tackler for this Wilkes defense.
Yeah, and you'll hear his name a lot. 6'2", 220 pounds at the middle linebacker position.
Brockport, first time Mott's off, Lamage on, so they're 4 wide here as Lamage goes in motion. Give it to Simmons again, makes a man miss in the backfield, and he fights across the 45-yard line. Nice gain there. Looked like it could have been a loss.
That definitely could have. If he didn't make that little quick inside move.
It was James Cook-esque, that little jump cut as soon as he gets the hand
Well, he
off.
put the move on number 4, so that's interestingly enough.
Lamage off, Mott's on. Sluka to the lower half of the formation. Caldwell and Manet on the top half of the formation. Simmons to the right of Gasella. Gasella takes the snap. He's going to throw it outside. That's to Sluka right at midfield.
Yeah, that's going to be right at the first down marker. But interestingly enough, you see the difference between both of these teams. You see a bunch of different formations out of Wilkes coming out in their script. Same type of formation for Mangoni and with just different, a variety of different plays.
Third down here, 3rd and 1 right at midfield. So off comes Manet, on comes big Miles Goddard, the tight end who's listed as a fullback. Goddard's one to keep an eye on in the seam. They like to run that seam route to him, see if they can get him behind the linebacker. No mystery on this one, though. That's Simmons right up the middle. Coach Mangoni's always going to trust his team to go get a yard on the ground. He picks up 2, so that's a first down for Brockport.
Yeah, that's the Brockport version of the tush push. It's just give it to Simmons, let him bang it up in there.
Mott's off, Lamage on. 3 wide to the lower half of the formation this time, so a new look again for Brockport, as Mario mentioned.
Wouldn't be surprised if they pull the guard towards the short side of the field.
Throw it here, Gasella. He's got Lamage. Oh, and dropped. That was hit him right in the hands, and Lamage tried to run before he secured it. Winds up popping loose. Lucky to fall to the turf with no turnover.
And I love that concept that he had with the trips outside. He had one in the flat, one on the flag, and one went deep.
Yeah, Lamage was wide open. He didn't have a man within 3 yards of him when he caught the ball.
Gasella, that's a levels read for him. He'll take that, 10 times out of 10.
2nd and 10 here for Brockport. They're into Wilkes territory at the 48-yard line. Throw, pressure comes right back to Lamage. One thing you like about Gasella as a quarterback, Mangoni as a play caller. They get a guy that has a tough play, he drops it, they're going to go right back to him in the next play. Lamage catches that one, picks up 6, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 here. So good throw by Gasella.
First play of the game, he threw a quick screen to Sluka.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to trust you with this ball.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Goddard in at the tight end position on the lower half of the formation here. It's still Simmons in the backfield, and we've got some movement here. Let's see what they call.
Oh.
They're going to get Brockport on this one for a false start. They got Sluka that time for the false start.
You know, it's interesting enough. You see some of these plays that Brockport will run offensively, and Mangoni, you know, he's so patient with some of the calls that he does. And then all of a sudden you see a big play break open because the defense gets so frustrated that they're getting 4 yards a clip on them. And then they end up just overextending themselves, and then a big play happens. So I wonder if Wilkes can stay out of that area.
3rd and 9 here for Brockport after the penalty. Pistol formation here, and they're going to send Simmons in motion. Gasella looked to throw to his right and way over the head of Caldwell. So Brockport is going to bring out the punt unit here, and we'll get the first look at Dan Jangrasso.
Yeah, Caldwell had in his mind a back shoulder throw, and Gasella had a fade route. So it's a little miscommunication there.
6:27 here left in the first quarter. Brockport's going to punt it away to Wilkes. Big kick by Jangrasso. Fair catch called for, and that one takes a Brockport bounce, and that is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line where they're going to call it, and that's where Wilkes is going to take over for their next possession. I'm going to send a shout-out to our sponsors this week, Camerata Chiropractic and Wellness in North Chili. Dr. Sam and Dr. Brian provide an innovative experience for pain relief, performance enhancement, and preventative wellness with the latest and greatest techniques and technology to optimize your body and keep you at 100%. Call them today, 617-4145. And give them a follow on social media and see what they are all about. That's Camerata Chiropractic and Wellness.
All right, so we get to see the Wilkes offense as far as backed up in their own territory. We've seen them in midfield. We've seen them in goal line. Let's see what they are back here now.
Low throw. They are going to call that a catch. That's number 80 on the reception. Jason Dean, tight end. 4 yards on that pickup.
Gain of 4 on the play. It's 2nd and 6 for the Colonels from their 14-yard line.
Talbert showing pressure up the middle there. Powell gets a look at it and gets the call from the sidelines. Now they're showing Robinson coming. Coach Fox likes to keep offenses off balance as to who's coming.
Here comes Robinson.
Robinson loops around, and they're going to hit the slant right in front of Talbert. A little panic catch on that one. That was number 8 on the catch there, Devin Higgins, and I think Higgins thought he was going to get some lumber laid on him. But
Higgins turned into a T-Rex primarily on that one. But that's what they do. You know, like a lot of people would talk about, if you want to talk about the Buffalo Bills, you talk about when they used to have Hyde and Poyer, how they would disguise certain things. Talbert and Robinson, they do that so much in there. Who's coming, who's not, you don't know. And it really messes up your protections.
They each showed an A-gap blitz. They both backed out. Robinson winds up coming all the way around the end to bring his pressure. Powell throws high and through the hands. That's intended for number 3, Jimmy Johnson. Through the hands there, and that's one that Johnson's probably going to want back. That was enough for a first down, and instead we're going to see a punt here by Wilkes. And they're going to put Cam Mesh back to return this one after Manet had trouble with the last punt return. Cam Mesh sure-handed returned punts last season for this Brockport team. So,
and you know, Ryan, as well as I do, Talbert was coming off the edge on that one. And one of the things that you do as a quarterback, when you see throws that are high, we've mentioned it before, you drop your elbow. Why are you dropping your elbow? You're naturally trying to protect yourself from getting hit. So that's how that ball floated.
Brockport bringing a lot of pressure after that punt. Here's Mesh at his own 40. Oh, big hit! He is hammered. That's number 18 on the hit there for Wilkes. That's Jackson Roberts. And luckily for Brockport, Mesh held on to that one, but that was a shot. Ooh. That was one where Mesh thought he only had one man to beat. Oof. It looks like he got pushed, almost blocked into Mesh on that one.
I'll be a Huckleberry.
Simmons back out at the wide receiver position here with Gasella, so we're yet to see either Fontana Rosa or Mesh in the backfield. It's been Simmons the whole way. Mangoni trying to get him going today. Little flare route there, and off the fingertips of Sluka. A little bit of a throw to the sideline, more so than where Gasella wanted it.
You know, we mentioned about Wilkes before. You know, we got Murray as the leading tackler on the team. Zero is your middle linebacker, but they. And it's not supposed to sound like a knock, but they play such good team defense. You don't know where to attack as far as Wilkes. You know, I mean, usually you'll have that shutdown corner, or we'll stay away from him. But as far as this team defense is, they're always in base. You don't know where to attack. They're very fundamentally sound.
2nd and 10 here for Brockport. They're going to throw a little screen pass to Simmons there, and read really well by the aforementioned number 0. That was Murray on the tackle. 5-yard gain for Simmons. Could have been much worse. Great play there by Murray to undercut that blocking route. Looks like might be getting a little bit of rain here at Brockport. Umbrellas are out in the crowd. And so 3rd and 5 here. First opportunity for Brockport.
Not too much pressure brought by Wilkes. I haven't seen very many blitzes.
They're trying to get pressure with 4. They're doing a pretty good job of it so far. Fakes the handoff. Gasella across the middle. That's Manet. And Manet takes a shot from number 3. That's Leroy Marshall, but good catch and way to hang on to it by Manet. That's enough for a first down.
Oh, that almost looked a little dangerous.
Yep, that looked like a lower, maybe a crown to the helmet, but he winds up pulling up. You can see.
Yeah.
You can see Marshall kind of held up just at the last second.
Yeah, very different than what we saw from the Buffalo State a couple weeks ago.
There's Simmons. He dances in the backfield. Gasella gets out and blocks for him, and nothing doing there. Wrapped up. Back to the line of scrimmage goes Simmons. And you wonder, Mario, how long before, Coach Mangoni goes, we're going to try and run between the tackles, and you see Fontana Rosa, Mesh, because that's what their strength is.
I think it's one of those things where Mangoni probably won't be able to help himself.
He'll
bring Fontana Rosa, because Fontana Rosa is literally the Division III equivalent of Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
He runs angry.
Gasella back to throw, steps up. He's got a man down there. That's Caldwell. Up and over, Caldwell! What a catch! He dives for the end zone, and he's in! Caldwell from Gasella from 40 yards out. What a throw and catch, and Mario, the defender, he read it.
He mistimed it.
He thought it was going to be a short throw, and Gasella just lofted it right out where it needs to be. You see him playing the interception, and he just thought it was going to come a little.
Did he think Caldwell left?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
But what a catch by Caldwell, and then the heads up to dive and get inside the pylon on that one. Brockport up 6-0.
And it's weird. You see those plays a lot. Is like you had the right coverage call, you had the right play call for that coverage, and then one guy makes a play over another one.
And Monteperto in to add the extra point, and that is Brockport gets on the board 7-3 here. Gasella to Caldwell for 40 yards and the touchdown. What a throw, what a catch. Special thanks to our title sponsor today, Bob Johnson Auto Group. Bob Johnson carries 18 different auto manufacturers, ranging from Chevy to Ford to Toyota and many more in 25-plus locations throughout New York State. Choose from thousands of vehicles in stock. Check them out online at bobjohnsonautogroup.com to find a location near you. And also special thanks to one of our sponsors, Emberworks Remodeling and Construction. Emberworks are the contractors you've been looking for to make your home beautiful. They offer trusted, insured, stress-free construction services for your home, including additions, decks, custom bathrooms, and kitchens. Check out Emberworks online or call today for your free estimate. 585-465-1647. Free estimate. Not many things are free this day and age, so a free estimate, it's worth a call.
Well, the touchdown is about as free as you can get the way that corner played it.
So teed up here for the kick. That's going to be McGowan, and last time he kicked it into the end zone. We'll see here. We're going to get a return on this one. That's fielded at the 6-yard line, and that's number 10 on the return. And so on the return that's Ramel Terry on the return, and he was introduced to Justin Pierwoznik, number 40 for Brockport.
Yeah, I really think that, before this game gets out of hand, obviously we still have 2 minutes left in the first quarter. You want to try to establish something, whatever that is. You want to establish a run. You want to establish a short passing game. You want to try to take a shot deep here. I think what you need to do is you need to get Jules out on the edge.
Yeah, we've really yet to see. We've really yet to see Wilkes commit to Jules as a running back so far
absolutely.
today.
Yeah,
he's had 2 carries right up the middle, and then he had the one he tried to bounce outside and nothing doing on it. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to get him going here. And they're going to run an option play. What a hit by – oh, that's a flag. Yeah, that was a big hit by number 44 on that one. That was Luca Friedman who just lowered the boom on Powell.
Yeah, and you know what?
And Manconi wants to know why that's a flag. He's asking – he had the ball on the pitch.
I think he's talking about leaving his feet. I think that's what the ref maybe saw.
He kind of thrust into the runner.
But, I mean, if you're a quarterback and you're running that option, you're going to take a shot. And I'm sure Fox told his team, listen, anytime Powell gets outside of the pocket, if he's scrambling or anything else, put a hat on him.
For it. Yep.
Yeah, you got to put a hat on him because then, as a quarterback, you think about that when you're in the huddle. You're like, okay, I just got hit 4 times this drive. It sucks.
Yeah. And that they try to lead to don't run it or leads to early pitches, which makes it a little bit easier for the defense to react to it. The earlier you can get that quarterback to pitch the ball.
I've seen defensive ends steal the pitch for quarterbacks they hit, like in the 4th quarter.
So that is going to be 15 yards from the end of the run for Wilkes after the Friedman.
Yeah, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, obviously. Wilkes will he get a warning? Will Friedman get a warning for that?
They didn't announce a warning. I don't. Okay. Usually,
but the message, obviously, to Powell was sent, and that if they decide to call that play again, he'll remember it.
Yep. Even though it was a flag, he'll still remember he remembers the hit, not the flag.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 2:14 here left in this first quarter. 1st and 10 for Wilkes, and they're out to their own 38-yard line after the penalty. So it's Powell and Jules in the backfield and a 4-wide set.
Now they decide to spread him out, which they give Powell more lanes if he wants to run. Oh, nice catch.
No, a nice catch there over Kelly. Caught by number 3 on that one. That's Jimmy Johnson on the catch.
Powell's pass is complete to number 3, Jimmy
6'2", 200-pound senior.
Good enough. Wilkes Colonel's first down.
I mean, that's just making a play. That's just the ball's up in the air. I'm going to get it for you. Number 7.
Looks like it was number 7, Juju Fears, on the catch there instead of Johnson.
Okay.
And Kelly on the coverage, who tried to rip the ball away from him. And, yeah, like you said, Mario, it was similar to the touchdown that Brockport just threw. It was just man-on-man, and one guy made a play and the other one couldn't. So Wilkes is into Brockport territory. They're to the Golden Eagle 32-yard line.
I do like what they're doing, though, with the multiple formations. They're going 12 personnel, 22 personnel, 11 personnel.
And you can see when they spread out, Brockport's conscious about rushing the interior, trying to cut down those running lanes for Powell, trying to keep him. If he's going to run it, they're going to make him bounce it to the outside and not immediately get to the second level. So and then pursuit from there.
Well, yeah, too. And as a first-year head coach, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get – because this Brockport defense is known around Division III. You're trying to get a snapshot of what it looks like against this formation, that formation, so you can make the right call. Not so much getting into like the perfect call, but getting out of a bad one is what Powell needs to do.
4-yard carry by Jules on that one, and brings up 2nd and 6 here. 30 seconds left in this quarter. Will be one more snap before the quarter is up. Powell takes it, and he fakes it to Jules and throws the out route and slips and falls. That was number 7. That was Fears again. And he's going to be 2 yards shy of the first down.
Looks like that's going to be the quarter. They're going to let it
That'll
run
be
down.
the end of the quarter here. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back for the second quarter here as Brockport leads 7-3.
Sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray!
All right, we are back as the Brockport Golden Eagles and Wilkes Colonels switch sides, and it is Wilkes it's going to be 3rd and 2 here for Wilkes. And Brockport looking to hold on 3rd down after the big play from Powell to Fears. Brockport leading 7-3 after the Gasella to Caldwell touchdown. And there's that early pitch we talked about, Mario, after the contact. He saw Fanor coming, and he got rid of it early. He pitched it out. That was number 8.
Devin Higgins.
Higgins on the catch, and Higgins slipped.
No, and he'll go back to the huddle, or he'll go back to the sideline, like, Coach, we'll get 15 yards out of that. And Powell's going to be like, Coach, I'm smelling colors right now. Like, I don't want to. Can we stop running that option?
4th and 4 here as they empty the backfield. Pressure coming. And nice throw there by Powell. He took a shot from Ben Robinson. That was caught by number 2, Zane Grover, on the catch, it looked like.
Yeah, you had a 3 wide receiver set, and the middle receiver was just basically just going to settle on his own somewhere. Like, listen, get past the first down marker or sit down. I'll get it to you.
So 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagles 16-yard line after a nice throw by Powell. He stood in there, took a shot from Robinson.
So we have Ben Catella in the backfield.
And they're going to give it to Catella up the middle, trying to do a little pounding between the tackles, and the Golden Eagle defense is usually ready for that one. And that was Talbert and company in on the tackle there.
Yeah, it's, like I said, we talked about it before. It's interesting they don't try to run outside when you got 6'8", 280-pound Anthony Messina as your tackle. I'm pretty confident he can seal the edge for you.
Yeah.
But this team defense for Brockport is something that's, like I said, well known around Division III.
2nd and 9 here. Catella still in the backfield. Takes a snap, does Powell. He's looking to run. He's got some room there, and there's Talbert again in the open field. Breaks the tackle. He's still running. Powell all the way down inside the 5. Tough run there by Xavier Powell.
Yep, ball on the 15-yard line. What did most teams play when they're inside of that zone? They got to play man behind it. They're turning their backs to Powell. You don't maintain gap integrity, that's what's going to happen.
Kyle Haddich finally brings him down. And Wilkes set up at the 3-yard line here. Last time they had the ball down inside the 5. Brockport turned them away, and they had to settle for a field goal. We'll see what the defense does here.
I mean, I always get very, very nervous running options down here because all it takes is one fumble, and it's going 90 the other way. But I would try to spread them out here. Give Powell another look at that. I mean, try to run up the middle.
So we're going to get a timeout here from Wilkes. They want to talk about this one before they call in any plays. That'll give us an opportunity to give our first half sponsor another shout out here, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. At Lattimore, their physical therapists enjoy the work they do and bring a positive attitude to their patients' therapy experience. They want their patients' therapy to be something they look forward to each and every session. If patients tell their friends and family about their success at Lattimore, they know they've done their job. LattimorePT.com. Also want to give a shout out to Rock Sports Network. Be sure to check out The Rock, rocksportsnetwork.com on Facebook and YouTube, where you'll be able to watch today's game and all our games this season on demand 24/7 on your smart TV, desktop, or mobile device. rocksportsnetwork.com, Rochester's only digital sports channel.
All right, Ryan, you're the OC. You're coming out just after a timeout. What are you telling Powell as he goes out to take this first down snap for the 3-yard line?
I mean, it's been Powell this drive so far, right? So I'm just going to tell him, take care of the football, make a good decision. And, I trust you to get in the end zone here if you got to take off and run. But I think they're going to try and give it to Jules first just to kind of explore that option on first down. And, of course, they throw it, just as I say that, and right into the end zone. That's number 2, Zane Grover on the catch and run. Little tunnel screen there to Grover.
I do like that. I mean, those – you see that a lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
You'll see that play come in. But what it does, too, is it also sets up something for later in the game. So let's say if you wanted to fake that throw and hand it off to Jules. Look at how much it opened up in the middle there. So
Wilkes looks like they're trying to trick Brockport. Now they're just going to do a regular field goal here. It's number 13 in to kick it, Nick Volpone. And Volpone had a field goal already, so we'll see if he can.
Yeah, Bud Kilmer ain't going to like that one.
And kick is up. Kick is good, so that is 10-7. Wilkes. So we'll get another look here at Brockport's offense. We'll see if they can get things going here after the touchdown to Caldwell went for 40 yards. Wilkes immediately answers back, and it's Brockport's turn this time.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things that we talked about in the pregame too, Ryan, is the fact that, Wilkes averaging 34 a game, giving up 30. So they're like, okay, we'll go back and get it.
Yeah.
We're going to go back down and get it.
12 minutes here left in this second quarter. Reminder, if you weren't here for kickoff, Brockport did kick off to start the game, so they will receive to open the second half. That obviously comes into play a little bit closer to the end of the half. You talk about double dip scenarios.
Oh, the double dip.
Gotta love the double dip.
You just double dipped the chip, Ryan.
A reminder, it is homecoming here. You have a good contingent of fans here to watch their Golden Eagles.
Braden Snyder back to kick off for the Wilkes Colonel.
Lamage and Springer back to return here. And this one will be Lamage from his own 7-yard line. He's out across the 20, across the 25. Little room to run up the middle. Out across the 35. Josh Lamage with a nice run back. Out to the 36-yard line. And you see the difference in the kick coverage between Brockport and Mario, or Brockport and Wilkes. Mario, the Wilkes team has only been able to get out to about the 20-yard line on kick returns, whereas Brockport's got a couple of good returns from Lamage so far today.
They have that forgotten third facet of the game,
Coach McDermott would call it complementary football.
And
shorten the field for your offense.
And clap 37 times.
3 wide set here, and Gasella with Simmons in the backfield. Casella looks to throw across the middle. That's Goddard, his intended receiver, and that's incomplete. Tried to target big Miles Goddard. Number 3 in coverage there for Wilkes. That was Leroy Marshall. Good job by Marshall to man up against the 6'7" Goddard.
So even though we talked about the overall size of the Wilkes front four being a little bit less than what Brockport has, obviously the quickness is being a factor because Gasella's trying to get that ball out of his hands very, very quick, and they're not blitzing a lot.
Casella in the shotgun, and they're going to blow this one dead. I think they're going to get Brockport on the false start. They are.
I think that was one of the few times they were bringing pressure off both edges.
That one on Manet. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15 here for Brockport. So going.
It's interesting to see how Wilkes will counter with that when they get behind schedule. Like when Brockport, we don't see Brockport behind schedule too much because they're very fundamentally sound and they don't take a lot of penalties. But I'm interested to see how Wilkes will combat that. It looks like they're going to try to play a cover 4 behind that.
Motts checks in here, and Simmons to the right of Gasella. Gasella takes the snap, looks to throw. He's going to throw to the seam route. That's Caldwell, and Caldwell across midfield and across the 40. Great throw and catch there. Mario said they played quarters behind it. Well, no, how do you beat quarters?
Yeah, they showed quarters and they jumped to 3 right at the snap, and then Gasella saw it and they said, well, okay, you want to do that? I got you.
Single high safety, you go to the seam route if you can, and good route there by Caldwell. And Brockport is in business after the false start penalty. They are into Wilkes territory. They're going to throw again. They're going to throw a little flare route to Simmons, who steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Yeah.
Ushered out of bounds by number 1. That is Jesse Adesso for Wilkes.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that it's a little tough. If Wilkes isn't blitzing a lot, they're not playing man behind it a lot. If they're not playing man behind it, you got to try to find the zones, which forces Gasella to hang on to the ball a little bit longer.
5-yard gain there. 2nd and 5 here for Brockport. Brockport trying to answer pressure coming off the left side. They hand it to Simmons, and Simmons is met. That's number 97 on the tackle, as well as a host. So Steele Hess, the captain defensive lineman, led the charge for Wilkes. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 5. Mott's out, Lamage on, and looks like they're going empty with Gasella here.
It's a big 3rd down right here. See, now you're going to force Wilkes' hand to what kind of coverage are you going to play behind this?
Yeah, because if now you got Simmons, Manet, Caldwell all on one side of the field trying to get themselves lined up. Now Simmons motions to the backfield, comes back out. Nice little play design there. They try to throw a slant route, and that one was jumped. Looked a little early, but no flag.
It did, and that was his key, too. He was keying on Murray because he either had Simmons or he had the slant underneath it. Murray went with the slant, albeit got there a little bit early. Not early enough to draw a flag, though, unfortunately.
4th and 5 here. These are the situations that Coach Mangoni likes to run, that little quick kick with Gasella, but we'll see if they actually go for it.
But you just had a Wilkes team go 82 yards on it.
That's true. So. And Wilkes showing pressure here. They're showing both outside linebackers in Adesso and James coming off the edge. And Coach Mangoni wants to talk about this one as they showed pressure from Adesso. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back for 4th and 4 as Brockport trying to catch Wilkes 10-7.
Sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
All right, we're back here as Brockport's 4th and 5. They spread it out. Simmons in the backfield with Gasella 4 wide. We'll see if Brockport's actually going to go for this one or if they're going to run the quick kick that Mangoni likes to run.
Looks like they are going to try to bring pressure. At least they're showing it off the edges.
They bring a Desso. Little replacement slant there, and that is enough for Lamage on the first down. Good job there by Gasella. Stood in on the pressure. And that was just Mangoni called a timeout. That's just a blitz beater.
Yep.
Maybe 1st and 10, Golden Eagles from the Colonels, 27.
We've got a quarterback change real quick.
So out comes Gasella, in comes Ethan DiTalio. First look at him this week. But DiTalio has seen snaps. He had one pass for 8 yards last week against Susquehanna, and we saw him quite a bit in the first week running the football. DiTalio, much more of a dual-threat quarterback than Gasella, and there he is. Cuts inside. DiTalio was a Division I recruit before he decided to transfer to Brockport.
On the QB keeper.
We got a flag on the field, or somebody's towel. I can never tell anymore.
Or a shoe like it was last week 1. We got a couple shoes that were yellow on the field.
The laundry shoe.
We'll see what the call is here in the vicinity of a Brockport flag, but we'll see.
Do you pick it up? Oh, we got to hold.
You're going to get Brockport hold.
So already on this drive, you've had a 2nd and 15 that's been converted. Then you had a 4th down that's been converted. Like we said before, Wilkes doesn't get too rattled about letting up yards and letting up points because they always feel like they can get them back. But at some point, you got to be like, okay, can we get one? Can we get one stop?
Julian McGoffey is the culprit on the hold, starting right tackle. So 1st and 18 here for Brockport. They're going to pitch it to Simmons on the outside. He tried to break a tackle. Nice tackle there by number 4, Angel Ramos for Wilkes. And that would have been a big gain if Ramos hadn't gotten there.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's one of those things that they're doing. They're doing really well as they're setting the edge. And they're probably very confident in the quickness that they have up front and knowing that Gasella may not run. You know, it completely switches up your defensive game plan when you have someone like Powell versus someone like Gasella.
Yeah. Back to the line of scrimmage for Simmons. So that's 2nd and 18 now for Brockport. What started as a promising drive. We'll see if they can keep it going here. They're going to throw to the outside, and that one is caught, and that's Caldwell on the catch. 5 yards on that one out to the 30-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 13. So not quite manageable, but not necessarily a unmanageable down and distance here.
Yeah, so if you're looking at it right now, if it's an incomplete, you have a 47-yarder. They have a kicker that could conceivably reach. So you're either playing, let's get 5, maybe 8 more yards, or try to take a shot and then punt it. What's going to happen here? They're taking a shot.
Throw, and they got their man. That's Caldwell. Oh, sorry, that's Lamage, number 7 on the catch.
Complete the number 7, Josh Lamage.
And they're going to
very generous.
That's going to be short, so it's going to be 4th and 1 here for Brockport.
I thought he was at the 19.
Yeah,
they gave him an extra yard.
That was a favorable as well. So in comes Motts, and in comes an extra lineman. That's number 60 checking into the game, Colin Wiley. So the heavy formation here for Brockport with Simmons in the backfield, Motts, Wiley, and Goddard along the front lines, along with the big offensive line unit. Wonder what's coming here, and it's Simmons right up the middle, and Simmons out to the 15-yard line. So they needed 1, they got 4. Simmons sets them up at the 15, 1st and 10 for Brockport.
Yep. 2 4th-down conversions on this drive as well.
Courtesy of Advantage Federal Credit Union.
So Wiley and Goddard come out. Skill guys come back in. It's Monet and Caldwell who check back in. Motts remains in. And it's still been Simmons the whole way so far. Coming up on 6 minutes of possession here for Brockport. They got the ball with about 12 minutes left in the quarter. Gasella fakes, rolls. He's got a man, and it looks like that one was tipped, I think. Number 43 came with pressure. That's Tyler Wetzel, and I think he got a finger on that one.
Yeah,
it looked like the ball kind of fluttered a little bit.
It did. I mean, those
intended for Monet.
Those throws in and of themselves for a right-hander is tough going to your left anyway.
Yeah.
Because they just are.
And that was kind of like a naked concept.
Absolutely.
Where he, by design, had nobody blocking. 2nd and 10 here for Brockport.
I'm used to that from playing, but there was always the 5 guys in front of me that weren't blocking, which is weird.
Those are called jailbreaks, not naked by design. Sluka goes in motion. They're going to throw. And Gasella under pressure, and he's brought down. That's number 4 who brings him down. That's Angel Ramos.
Back for the Colonels.
So
see that
7-yard
quickness.
loss on the play.
Yeah, that's why a lot of those. That's why Mangoni this week had a lot of those quick passes built into the offensive game plan. Is the fact that he can't hold on to the ball that long.
3rd and 17 here for Brockport. Gasella to throw. He steps up, rolls to his right. He's being chased, and he's brought down. Back-to-back sacks for this Wilkes defense. That one, number 43, that's Wetzel again.
Tyler Wetzel in on the sack.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most ideal for your quick kick from Gasella. But, I mean, converting 2 4th-down this drive.
Yeah, I mean,
this
you were down to the 15, and now you're settling for no points. This is not going to make Coach Mangoni
absolutely not
happy here.
And that's one of the things that Gasella's got to know. I mean, you're sitting there, you're in field goal range.
Got to get rid of it. Oh, they're going to throw it, just an arm punt, as one would call it, and he's down there, and incomplete. And boy, they are letting him play in the secondary today.
Yes.
Sluka wanted a flag, no flag comes.
And interestingly enough, why are you leaving him on an island on 4th and
right.
double sticks like that? I just don't understand. I mean, I understand you want to try to generate pressure, but on 4th and 30, what's going on?
So that's a turnover on downs for Brockport, and out comes this Wilkes offense again. 4:50 left, so Brockport used 7 minutes and 10 seconds on that drive and came away with no points.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about all the time the game within a game, Ryan.
Yeah.
If you're sitting here and you're Wilkes, of course, do you want to go down and score? Obviously, you want to go down and score. But one thing you want to do is you want to try to get at least 2 first downs to give that defense some rest.
And keep Brockport from double dipping
Absolutely.
Heading into the half. Big pressure and incomplete pass. That was number 55 coming. That was Andre Marionetti, who was bearing down on Powell. They tried to set up a screen.
Was that the jailbreak you were talking about?
That was a by design jailbreak, though. They were trying to set up a screen there, and just a great job by Marionetti.
It's always tough when you try to do a pump along with the screen.
Yeah.
Those guys are on you.
Yeah.
Those guys are on you really quick.
2nd and 10 here, and the clock stops, most importantly for Brockport, after the incomplete pass. So Powell in the shotgun, and he's got Jules with him. And they're going to hand it to Jules up the middle, and nothing doing there. That's Marionetti again on the tackle. Marionetti did a good job of slicing in on the back side of that run.
He did. Starting to come down, too.
Yeah, it's really raining here now. You see fans heading for cover and lots of – and Mara, does this favor a team like Brockport or a team like Wilkes? I mean, both teams love to run the football, so you almost think nobody's getting an advantage from this rain.
Well, yeah, we were trying to figure out, will Gasella play a bigger part in the second half, or will the Division I transfer play a bigger, because if you want to run it a little bit more.
Powell with the throw. He gets it outside and open field. Brockport holds him. Great open field tackle there by Malik Kelly.
To number 8, Devin Higgins.
And boy, talk about a big play there. That was man on man. They tried to get their wide receiver to break a tackle, and if he had broken a tackle, they would have gotten a first down. More time comes off the clock. Instead, it's 4th and 9, and out comes the punt unit here.
It'll be 4th and 9.
Cam Mesh back to return for Brockport. So Mario, Brockport's going to get the ball back. About 3 minutes left. 2 timeouts. Plenty of time.
Absolutely.
And we talked about how much. I mean, you know, you love the double dip if you're Coach Mangoni.
Yeah, at least you want to try to get 3, and you know now the weather's starting to be a factor for you. It's gonna be, they brought the house at that one.
Mash calls for a fair catch at the 25-yard line. So Gasella and company are going to have to go 75 yards here.
So you have a defense that you just kept on the field for 8 minutes. They got a minute and a half rest, 3 and out, and now they have to try to cover everybody. I think they're just going to try to keep everything in front of them at this point. Listen, if you want to drive it down and try to get a field goal, call some timeouts, we'll let you. I don't think they're going to tighten up until they get right around the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
So once
Nothing
they get around
changes.
their own, around their own 25, they're not going to change anything that they've been doing because they've been getting pressure with 4.
Yeah,
there's no need to do anything.
Back-to-back sacks.
Yeah.
on the last drive to snuff out what would have been a scoring drive for Brockport. 4 wide here for Gasella. They are going to throw it in this rain. That's Sluka who makes a man miss and dives down across the 35-yard line, enough for a first down. And Brockport's in hurry-up mode. Boy, it is raining out, and they're getting ready to kick off the Brockport soccer game here behind us, and it's going to be a wet one here. Simmons up the middle, and Simmons
and that's what those timeouts afford you to do.
Out across the 40. And I say this as a would it surprise you if Coach Mangoni went absolute sicko mode and looked at the weather and said, I'm going to throw in the first half because the second half is going to be an absolute slop fest, and we're just going to run it 40 times in the second half?
It could be. It could. And that he's putting
Gasella, good job in the pocket, and no one open. Gasella takes another sack. That's
I'd burn one if I was Wilkes, to be honest with you.
If you're Wilkes, yeah. Well,
or unless the 2 minute,
two-minute warning now.
Yeah.
The 2-minute timeout, as
The
they call it
2-minute
in
timeout.
college.
It's
Not
pretty...
the 2-minute warning. They're not calling it that in college.
You know, to be honest with you, I'm wondering when college is going to maybe consider the kickoffs that the NFL is doing.
Yeah.
For player safety, because it seems interestingly enough.
So it's going to be 3rd and 6 here, and as we head into the last 2 minutes, we're going to give our first half sponsor one more shout out here, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. Lattimore currently offers 30 clinics throughout the area, including nearby locations in Brockport, North Chilai, and Spencerport. More than 70 certified physical therapists have experience in treating most conditions and sports injuries, and in most cases are all able to offer initial consultations within 24 hours for your convenience. LattimorePT.com. So 3rd and 6 at your own 40-yard line, Mario. We joke a lot, but big 3rd down here. If you're Brockport,
I run it twice.
I
run it twice. I'm getting this first down.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not giving the ball back to Wilkes at all.
The problem is with the pressure that Wilkes is bringing. Can you even trust a drop back at this point?
I don't.
It seems like
that's the thing.
stiffen.
From what I've seen in this game, I have to trust it because that's my offense and that's what I need to do. But I'm not going to do it at this juncture. 2 minutes left. Wilkes still has 2 timeouts to stop the clock. I want to try to flip the field on them.
Gasella.
Now Wilkes will call one right now.
Mario, is Gasella in
we got a late flag.
Is Gasella in panic mode at this point? I mean, it seems like he's just so uncomfortable in the pocket after the last couple sacks.
Well, it's one of those things where he was able to throw and he was able to, hit open guys left and right because teams were trying to blitz to try to get pressure on him because they realized that his mobility isn't it's not top notch. So because of that, they're rushing 4, dropping 7. He can't find anybody that's open.
Let's see what the call is here. Late flag.
After the play, dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 33 on White, taunting.
Oh, wow. So what a swing of momentum potentially for this Brockport team.
That
is what was it going to be a 4th and 12 turns into a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line after number 33 from Wilkes. That's Michael Gole picks up, who had the sack, picks up a taunting penalty. So if you're the head coach from Wilkes, that's got to be a no-go. That's going to be an uncomfortable. We talked last time, uncomfortable film session come Monday.
Oh man.
Casella looks to throw. He's got a man. That's Sluka, and Sluka picks up 7.
I swear, Sluka's always open.
Sluka does a good job.
Every time I see him, he's always knifing through the defense.
Sluka played some basketball in high school. You can tell by the way he uses his body position on those slant routes. Back to it this time to Lamage, and they're going to call it incomplete. Lamage had it, and just as he ran out of bounds, the ball popped loose, and the ref says he never really secured it, so it's going to bring up 3rd down here.
I'm trying to remember what we used to call that back in the day. It's not a smash route, it's a China route, I believe. You have the outside guy run a streak, and the inside guy runs a quick flat route. And then you just read the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, and that's been one of their pass patterns they've had all day.
Yeah. And just like that, I think the rain has subsided here, so a nice little summer shower for Brockport, New York. 3rd and 3 here for the Golden Eagles, trying to keep this drive going. Gasella, a little screen pass to Simmons, sniffed out and dropped. That's number 43 on the play there, Tyler
call
Wetzel.
timeout now if you're Wilkes. Before you get the ball back.
They're going to let it run here. So now, Mangoni, you let the clock run all the way down. You take the 5 yards. You kick it away inside. You know, there's going to be 25 seconds left on the clock when you kick it away. So Wilkes is going to take 2 timeouts into halftime with them.
Well, and the other thing, too, is Wilkes can't come after this because if they draw offside, it's first down.
Yeah, or roughing the kicker, or anything that could go wrong.
Oh, man, I'm confused again. This clock management. You have 2 timeouts. There was 1:06 left. You could have called it. Probably would have gotten decent field position.
So Mangoni opts for a timeout rather than the penalty. It's 6 1/2 dozen in the other. Clock stops. One more shout out to our first half sponsor, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. At Lattimore, their physical therapists enjoy the work they do and bring a positive attitude to their patients' therapy experience. They want their patients' therapy to be something they look forward to each and every session. If patients tell their friends and family about their success at Lattimore, they know they've done their job. LattimorePT.com.
If not for anything, Ryan, let's just say this. Let's say I'm Wilkes. I call a timeout, 1:05 left. They punt. I get the ball back with 58 seconds. I'm going to run 2 or 3 plays that I think may set up something for the second half.
Sure.
And I'll just run the clock out. That'll be fine. Okay, I don't need to do that. I just want to see what do they line up in if I want to go with this formation.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they tried to run a screen on the last possession. It just failed miserably.
Yeah.
But the fact is, even when you have a failed screen, it's a positive screen because then you got them thinking about it.
Yeah. So Giangrasso back at his own 40-yard line. He'll kick this one from back to return for Wilkes. That's number 2, Zane Grover. Brockport going to spread it out a little bit just in case Wilkes decides to show pressure. Wilkes playing safe in case of the fake, and Giangrasso kicks end over end. Zane calls for a fair catch, and that one takes a Brockport hop, and that is downed at the 3-yard line. And that's the long snapper, number 66, who downs it there. That's R.J. Wolcott.
He downed it with 15 seconds left, and the clock kept running.
You love when a long snapper gets in the stat column. So 10 seconds left here. You can't imagine there's anything coming from Wilkes.
It's a lonely existence, Ryan.
It is. It is.
Oh, you want me to take an apple off a cone at 17 yards? Okay, I'll do that.
Wilkes is going to kneel this one down there in the safe formation. So it's going to be halftime here. Brockport trailing the Wilkes Colonels 10-7. Brockport going to try and get back on track. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the rest of this game as the Brockport Golden Eagles Game of the week here on Rock Sports Network, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group.
Sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's!
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
The Wings are home this weekend for the final 3 games. Friday is Deaf Culture Night with fireworks. Saturday has a Josh Quetzel bobblehead giveaway and fireworks. Sunday is the final game of the season, and kids can run the bases. For tickets, visit redwingsbaseball.com.
Honey, where's the best place to fix chairs?
Bob Johnson.
Chairs, like this one.
Bob Johnson doesn't fix furniture, but we service and repair every car, truck, and SUV there is. Best inventory, best service, best pricing, best people. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigel's has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
Smooth sculpted.
All right, we are back here at Bob Boozer Field for the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group. Brockport trailing 10-7 here to Wilkes. Scoring opened up with Wilkes a Volpone 24-yard field goal, and Brockport answers back not too long thereafter, a 40-yard pass. Gasella to Caldwell, and then Wilkes comes back with a score of their own, a 3-yard pass from Powell to Grover, and that is the scoring here so far. Mario, Brockport, it's been a tale of penalties and an inability, it seems, to run the football, or an unwillingness. We're not quite sure yet.
Very uncharacteristic of the Brockport teams that we see here at Bob Boozer Field. And net 1 yard rushing first half. I mean, it's just. You had that one mistake, and that happens to be the separation in the game. You had that one fumble on the punt, and Wilkes was able to get 3 out of that, and you're losing by 3. So let's see how they can turn it around in the second half.
Little squib kick. Lamage feels it at his 10-yard line. He's out across the 20. He's got some room to run if he can break a tackle, and he's eventually wrapped up and dropped. And that's number 17 on the tackle there for
Eagles to start their first possession of the third quarter.
Wilkes. That's Mike Andruski
with a suplex at the 25.
So here's the Brockport offense. They'll come out with Ben Gasella. They're going to start this drive at their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10, and Isaiah Simmons in the backfield. We do see the pair of DiTalio and Fontana Rosa with their helmets on directly behind Coach Mangoni on the sideline. You wonder if there's some kind of package coming with the two of them here. They're going to fake it to Simmons, throw to Sluka, and Sluka with a diving reception across the 30-yard line. So right back to that slant route for Sluka, and he's going to pick up 8 on the play.
Yeah,
good first down play. Try and get Gasella going.
Well, they motion it out because Wilkes has been playing a lot of cover 3 in the first half, so he's already playing off of that route. What you have to do is you have to try to get the linebacker out of the box so you can throw that.
Gasella, this one goes to Simmons, cuts it back after not a lot of room. He finds some space now. He breaks a tackle, breaks another. He's off to the races across the 50, and he's got a host of Wilkes defenders that usher him out of bounds, led by number 8. That time, that's Donnell Mackey-Woodson who sends him out of bounds, and a huge gain there from Simmons. That was a 33-yard scamper by Isaiah Simmons, by far the longest run of the day so far for Brockport. And Brockport is in business on their opening drive of the half. Gasella gives it to Simmons again, this time off the left side, and he breaks a couple tackles and brought down by number 97. That's Steele Hess.
Ryan, that's one of those plays that could be oddly deceiving because Wilkes played that perfectly. They just didn't have the cutback lane. They had everything else mapped out on that play, and then 33 yards later they had to chase him down. But, they blitzed the side where they were running that, and they had a run blitz on that side. It matched up perfectly. They just couldn't bring him down.
First time today, a new running back on. It is Cam Mesh in for Simmons. He is to Gasella's right. 2nd and 5 here for Brockport, and it's going to go to Mesh off the left side. Mesh, shifty move, and he's out across the 15, and he's inside the red zone, down to the 13-yard line. So Cam Mesh bringing a little juice to this rushing attack. And this is just the difference so far has been in the first half. It's been a disciplined, well-tackling Wilkes defense, and now you're seeing Brockport running and starting to break some tackles, starting to get some cutback lanes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the ultimate difference right now. They're just not wrapping them up.
This drive started at the Brockport 24-yard line, and in a blink of an eye, 2.5 minutes, and they are inside the 15. They can get a first down here. Fakes to Mesh, throws to Sluka, and Sluka doing a foot fire drill, and he's out to the 5-yard line. So Sluka picks up 7, 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2.
7-11 with another catch. I seriously, he's always open. But I like the mix-up there because the entire drive you're running doesn't really instill a lot of confidence in your quarterback. At least give him a nice, easy one.
And here it is, Mario. First time we're seeing. It looks like that's Gino Fontana-Rosa in.
Whoa!
Oh, that's still Cam Mash, but no flag on the play there.
They weren't offside. The ball was actually snapped, so I don't know. It's interesting. But since that last run by Simmons, I thought he took a shot. Okay. I thought he went down hard, and he's not on the table or anything out here, but I thought he went down a little rough. And he hasn't been back in there since. So we'll continue to monitor that for you.
So 6-yard loss on that broken play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for Brockport. Mesh in the backfield. They fake it. Gasella rolls to his left. A strike to the end zone, and Caldwell slipped as he came out of his break, and that one goes harmlessly out of the back of the end zone. And Coach Mangoni's going to opt for points here, and they're going to bring out their place kicker.
Yeah, you don't want to give up those 2 runs that you had from earlier.
So Monteperto in, and he's going to kick this one. This is going to be a 28-yard try from the left hash. We'll see if Monteperto can knock it in. He was
drilling them in warm-ups.
Good snap, good hold. Kicks up. Kick is good. So Brockport ties it up. Sal Monteperto from 28 yards out, and it is 10-10. So as they say, Mario, it's a brand new ball game here.
Yeah, a couple broken plays, a couple missed tackles, and then a bizarre broken play for Brockport with the snap. And then you have Caldwell falling down in the end zone, which he was open.
He was open, yeah.
So
and the ball was on him.
Very opportunistic for Wilkes. This seems like the reverse of fate. Brockport gives up the ball in the first half. They're able to hold them 4 plays, 2 yards. They get a field goal. Now, start this half, you have the same thing happen on the opposite side. So, interested to see what progresses. What changes did Mike Fox make at halftime? That is my.
Yeah, it's always the halftime adjustments for Brockport.
Oh yeah.
Coach Mangoni and Coach Fox are 2 of the best in Division III at halftime adjustments, and we're going to see what Coach Mike Fox has in store for this Wilkes offense. And on the other side, it's the punch-counter punch, right? What is Wilkes going to do to adjust to the adjustments that get made, and how well can they do that?
Exactly.
11:08 here left in the 3rd quarter. McGowan tees it up.
It's one of those things. I think they need to get Jules out on the perimeter. He's such an explosive playmaker. I don't know how they didn't give him the ball on the perimeter yet.
This one's fielded by number 14 at his own 2-yard line, and he's out across the 20, and he falls down at about the 24-yard line. They're going to give him the 25.
And the Colonels will take over possession 1st and 10.
So we'll get our first look here at Xavier Powell and company for the Wilkes Colonels here. 10-10, Brockport ties it up after the opening drive of the second half. Powell and Jules in the backfield here, and they have a pair of wide receivers, the lower half of the formation. That's Grover and Johnson.
Yeah, it's interesting enough. Wilkes did that in the first half, too. They run their double receiver sets to the short side of the field.
Powell takes a snap. He's going to fake it to Jules, and off the fingertips, intended for number 81. That's Kobina Oto, and almost intercepted by Ben Robinson.
Maybe to make that throw a little bit shorter for Powell.
Yeah. Well, you almost wonder if he was meant to maybe roll that way before he made that throw, and they just didn't because of the pressure.
So you got that trips bunch at the top of your screen once again, split wide on the bottom. Jules joins him in the backfield.
Here comes some pressure from Talbot off the top end of the formation, as well as a Friedman pressure, and the throw. Nice throw and nice catch there. That was number 6 on the reception. Nice snag there. That is Justin Moore. Brockport thought he might have gotten pushed out of bounds before he came down, but
5'8", 155, climbing the ladder. And that's the thing that Powell does that we haven't seen out of Casella yet today.
Yeah, yep. Deliver a strike on the run. Here comes that option play, and You know, I mean, we talked
He
about
doesn't
it,
want
Mario.
it
That's an early pitch. I mean, that comes back to that Friedman shot. It was a flag, but it's in Powell's head now, so he's pitching these early, too early.
I mean, if he fakes that and turns up field,
exactly.
he probably has 4 more yards.
Yep. But he was afraid he had Tolbert and he had Robinson bearing down on him, and he's got that in the back of his head. So good job by Brockport, even though it was a flag early, kind of sent that message. 2nd and 10 here after Jules gets back to the line of scrimmage. 4 wide for Wilkes. Powell takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to look to throw. Pressure up in his face, and he's going to get it harmlessly out of bounds. But are they going to talk about maybe a grounding situation here? The side judge is going to check and see if he was out of the pocket.
Well, you got 2. He has to be outside the pocket, has to reach the line of scrimmage.
It did get back to the line of scrimmage, but I think what they're saying is he was out of the pocket, so it's not grounding. But that was close. That was really close.
You know, and the funniest part about it is this. You know, we talk about the game within a game. I don't think Casella gets that call.
No.
I don't know. And I think he
might
might have been close, and they gave him the benefit of the doubt.
So 9:40 here left. Brockport trying to turn away the first Wilkes possession of the second half. 3rd and 10. 4 wide set for Wilkes. Jules again to the left of Powell. Robinson lurking up the middle, shows it, backs out. Here comes a lot of pressure, throws, and they are letting them play in the secondary on that one, Mario. Another one that was kind of a little early. This time it was Brockport, but no flag on the play, so we'll call it a good defensive play. That time Xavier Garrell looked like was in on that one.
I think what they wanted to do is they wanted to get Elijah Jules out on the perimeter because they had a dig route and they had a post on the back, and there was nobody in the left flat. He was all by himself.
And I think ideally it was a timing route, but then Andre Marianetti came just blowing through the middle of the formation into Powell's face and threw that idea out the window. Brockport had a couple they almost blocked in the first half. We'll see if they try to get at one here. They do. They bring it, and there's a flag. That's an easy flag.
Oh, boy.
Now, is it going to be roughing or running into? I'm guessing roughing. It's going to be a free first down here for Wilkes.
That was 10v1. I think that might be roughing.
Yeah, that was number 33 that got in and hit him. So for Brockport, that was Liam Neely.
Leg on the play with 9:24 remaining in the 3rd.
I mean, that one, you can't do that. You just
no.
You just can't run into.
On the defense, number 33, 15 yards from the previous spot.
Yep.
I mean, he didn't even try to avoid him. He just ran right into him.
Things are balancing out though, because didn't we talked about it in the first half? There might have been a pass interference in the end zone on Brockport. They let him play. We got the return about a fair play over here at the 50-yard line when Powell threw that last pass. Yeah, it's just one of those things. When you get into games that are kind of like this and they're very tight, you try to overextend yourself sometimes, and that's what will happen.
So 1st and 10 after the Neely roughing the kicker penalty, and unknown ramifications is if the punter's hurt. Does that change what Wilkes does on 4th down situations as well? So worth keeping an eye on because he was slow to get up after that hit.
Yeah, a game like this, depending on the field position, I think if you're less than 4, I'm going for it all the time.
They're going to fake it again to Jules up the middle, and Powell's going to unload one. He's got a man down there, and Kelly, good job there. That was good job. That was Kelly and number 7 for Wilkes, intended receiver Juju Fears that time. And, I mean, you couldn't ask for a more 50-50 let him play type of ball, right? I mean, they were just jockeying for position there. And
it looked like a punt. I had to duck a little bit.
I think they like the size of Fears against Kelly.
Oh, absolutely. And they actually got a little bit of time to actually throw it deep.
Sure.
But they're keeping them spread out. This helps Powell, with the tells of who's coming. It looks like Robinson's going to be at the bottom of your screen. Here he comes.
Powell fakes. He runs up the middle. A lot of room to run. Takes a shot, and he's out across the first down marker.
And that was one of
Friedman on the tackle.
And that was one of the things that we were mentioning at pregame, Ryan, is the fact that if you blitz, you got to play man behind it. You turn your back to Powell, he's going to see it.
The play is good for a Colonel's first down.
So they're lucky that Friedman got a good piece of Powell to knock him down. Powell's a load going up the
I
middle.
tell you, he's tough. That kid is tough.
8:45 here left. This Wilkes drive extended by a roughing the kicker penalty on a punt. So Brockport. Oh, big time play there. That was Mike Talbert.
He didn't want to give it to him.
Right off the edge.
Heck of a play by Talbert, but it didn't seem like Powell wanted to give him the ball. You saw that extra tug at the end when he handed it off. That's like, no, I want it.
Chris Lehigh, number 56, was in on the tackle as well for Brockport there. He came right off shoulder to shoulder with Talbert.
So we got cover 2.
Powell looks to throw. He's going to run right up the middle again. Same play from 2 plays ago, and now he's finding some room to work.
If he just kept going straight, he might have had the first down there, but a heck of a run by Powell nonetheless.
So on 2nd and 13, Powell gets 11. He's going to bring up 3rd and 2 here. And, in the first half, they were doing a really good job of kind of spying with Talbert, and it seems like they've gone away from that a little bit defensively. You wonder how long before they go back to having 52 mark Powell and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, but
he's going to kill. I mean, he's going to kill you if you let him.
Yeah, one of the strengths that Talbot has is what he's doing right now. He's rushing off the edge.
And at that time, Jules has enough for a first down, a 5-yard gain on the play out to the 20-yard line.
So if you took him out and said, okay, you're going to spy, and you put him in the center of the field, that takes away his rush. Yep. Powell doesn't have to run it. Right. You know what I mean? So you're taking one of your best defensive players and basically making him a referee in the middle of the field.
4 wide again here for Wilkes. 6:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Brockport opened the half with a field goal, a 28-yarder, and Wilkes trying to answer. This one given to Jules, and
well, I'll say this. If Brockport's goal was to hem in a player that's played 31 games and has over 3,000 all-purpose yards, they're doing that.
Big number 90 on the tackle. That's Alan Ramirez Jimenez on the tackle.
Stop by the Brockport defense, courtesy of advantage Federal Credit Union.
Brockport getting a little heavier with Ramirez Jimenez coming in to the middle. He's usually an end. Bumping him inside, bringing some extra pressure on the edge. Powell takes a snap. Tries to throw it across the middle. It's intercepted! Intercepted Mike Talbert, number 52. What a play, a diving reception by Mike Talbert.
Talbert on the pick, first down, Brockport.
Holding, the offense, number 67. That penalty declined.
So they declined the penalty. It was a holding penalty, and big number 52 showing off his athleticism there on that interception, Mario. He was going to his right, came back to his left, and made the diving catch.
Yeah, other than, they talk about a lot of times on broadcast, you don't roll to your right and throw it in the middle of the field. Well, you don't roll to your left and do that either. So
that was kind of a tale of 2 drives there. Initially, Wilkes stalled. They get bailed out by a Brockport penalty, and then Brockport can't stop them, and all of a sudden it's snuffed out by a Mike Talbert interception. So here's Ben Gasella with an empty backfield, 5 wide. They're going to throw it outside. Oh, big hit there, but way to hang on to it. That's Josh Lamage. And number 8 laid a lick on him. That was Donnell Mackey-Woodson coming up from his safety position.
And a heck of a job by Mackey as well to hold up, because you throw a flat route against cover 2. Usually doesn't end well.
5:35 here left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 4 for Brockport after the Lamage catch. Simmons back into the backfield for Brockport. Gasella, quick pitch. He scored twice on this play in the opening game, did Simmons. Enough for a first down this time. Well, after that first game, Mario, you think that maybe Wilkes watched that play a couple times?
A few times. Well, what Wilkes is doing a beautiful job of up front with their 4s is they're doing a lot of text and exit stunts, which means is they're either having the end go first and the tackle loops around him, or vice versa. They'll have the end go first, cross the tackle, and then they'll have the end come inside of him. So you can see them looping around sometimes, unless they do a straight rush.
Casella to Sluka, who just parked himself in the middle of the field, and a 5-yard gain on that one.
So usually it's around second and mid, like around here. If you want to just take a
shot,
a gander at the defensive line of Wilkes, some of those guys will loop around each other to try to get the offensive line confused a little bit, or to open up lanes for a linebacker to go through.
4:20 here left. Well, this is about a quick third quarter so far. Not many dead ball situations, so it is flying here in the second half so far. Brockport in a dogfight with Wilkes. Casella takes the snap. Pressure coming off his right. He's going to throw to Sluka, and incomplete. Broken up. That was number 8 in coverage there for them. That's Mackie Woodson in coverage.
Now Mackie Woodson in coverage for the Colonels. It's 3rd and 6 for Brockport from the 41.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 here for Brockport.
Great chance for Wilkes to try to get the ball back here. But we all know that the punter for
Gingrasso.
Yeah, he could swing the field for you.
3rd and 6 here for Brockport, and Casella drops back and he throws. He's got Sluka, and Sluka just falls down. That's a first down for Brockport. Nice easy pitch and catch.
For another Golden Eagle first down.
7-11 again.
Yeah, I mean, they're just running those little slants and curl routes for Sluka. They're playing far enough off of him because he is a deep ball threat.
Which is interesting, too, because it's at some point Wilkes has to be lulled to sleep, and he's going to do a double move.
There goes Sluka in motion. He stays in the slot there, and they're going to fake the handoff.
There it is. He had Sluka in the seam.
That's Caldwell. Caldwell picks up 6 on the play, brings up 2nd and 4 here.
Yep. Heck of a play.
That's
a tough throw.
This is a pass-heavy Brockport offense. This is not a Brockport offense we're used to seeing so far, Mario. They're slinging the ball all over the field with Casella.
Absolutely. Both Wilkes and Brockport came in with the things that what said, I'm going to make you throw to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you throw to win. They're doing both excellent against the run.
3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here. They are going to stop the clock. Going to switch the balls out.
And 6 seconds on the clock.
Because you and I both know, with the resume that Jules has and Simmons, both those guys could have taken this game over themselves.
Absolutely. So Brockport across midfield here into Wilkes territory at the 45-yard line. And they are just perfectly content, Mario, 5-6 yards at a time. Goddard checks in. Watch him up the seam. We've talked about that a couple times. They're going to use him as a lead blocker instead. Simmons lowers his shoulder against number 13, who came up in coverage for Wilkes. That was Rob Barbieri. And Simmons has enough for a first down.
Down with the chains for a Golden Eagle first down.
Are they taking a little bit of a page out of the EP system? Pass to score, run to win?
That's right.
That's how you do it?
Cam Mesh checks in for Brockport to that running back position. Fakes the handoff, and that's Detalio right up the middle. And Detalio out across the 30-yard line. Sorry, that's actually Chase Soper in at quarterback. So Chase Soper, who's a dual threat quarterback, and he stays in.
Are we in the Matrix? How many does he have on the sideline?
So it's Soper and Motts in the backfield together.
But what a way to just sneak in a first down.
Yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean? That's amazing.
1st and 10 here, and Wilkes looks a little confused along that defensive front. Linebackers creeping up. Just another quick draw, and Soper with a nifty move in the box. He's going to pick up 8. And looks like Coach Mangoni saw something that he likes, and he's sticking with it. Now out comes Soper, in comes Detalio. So another quarterback change on this drive. This is the 3rd quarterback so far on this drive. Cam Mesh comes with him. Mott's out, and it looks like they're bringing in Manet. So a lot going on here it's Mana. And Mash takes the handoff, and he's going to be at the 20, so it's going to be just a yard shy here.
And I can see what Mangoni's trying to do here. He's like, listen, okay, if I bring these mobile quarterbacks in, then they have to account for them. This can then eventually open up my running game with my backs,
sure,
like it did with Mesh a little bit there. But
okay, so now out comes Detalio, back in Gasella.
You would think on a third short he would stay out. You know what I mean?
Kind of keep that same package, but
maybe he thinks he opened up the run a little bit.
Well, and now with Gasella, now you're making the defense think about a pass. They run those little quick outs. They run the Sluka slant, or they'll just hand it off to Simmons right up the middle, and Simmons plants his foot, breaks a tackle,
scores.
And he's in. Isaiah Simmons. Boy, he was stood up right at the 20-yard line. And he just kind of slipped his way out of that tackle, and he was gone. What a run by Isaiah Simmons.
I'd say he's fun, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fun to watch. And I tell you what, Mario, when he's got it rolling, Coach Mangoni is fun to watch call plays. That entire segment inside of Wilkes territory was just some great play calling, different formations, different looks, and he just took over, and it was easy from that
anytime
forward.
you can get because I think Wilkes got comfortable in what they were doing against Gasella, so you mixed it up. They had to think about what they were doing, so they weren't as quick to react.
Yeah.
You were able to pick up 2 quick first downs, and then you go back in with Simmons. They're already on their heels.
Well, you were talking about rocking to sleep, right, with those Sluka, and finally Sluka over the top. Well, maybe they were rocking to sleep with all those pass attempts, and they just came down and ran it down their throat. So Brockport takes a 17-10 lead after the 21-yard run by Isaiah Simmons. And that kick is added by Sal Monteperto.
So I'm just curious, Ryan. Is the Sluka slant different than a regular slant in game? I'm just curious, just so I know.
That would be one of those calls in Madden where it's called the Sluka slant. Yeah.
Is the depth different? Are you boxing out? I just need to know.
So on to kick this one is Zach McGowan. Back to return for Wilkes. Justin Moore, Sean McCullough. And this one is going to be fair catch called for, and it bounds into the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback. And that was McCullough who called for fair catch there.
So Brockport with a 10-point third quarter. As we have, we're approaching the end of it. We have 18 seconds left. We'll flip the field, and Ryan will sing to you, Bill Grays. It's going to be interesting to see what they decide to come out in here. I mean, I like the fact that they decided to spread the field out. They got to see what the Brockport defense was. Powell was able to take it up the middle a couple times, but you have to try to pass the ball on this defense to win.
Now you're forced.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Now you're down 7.
Well, I mean, you have a whole quarter.
Sure.
You just can't bleed too much now. You know what I mean?
So here comes that option that they like to run, early pitch, and
Talbert's going to get to both.
Powell's not doing
his
runners any favors there.
No.
That was a setup for failure situation.
Yeah. And as a coach, if I've seen him do that, I'm not going to call it anymore.
Right.
So
that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter here. We are going to get our second half sponsor a shout out here. Bill Gray's Restaurant and Tap Rooms. Every Tuesday is Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's. Just $9.99 for 2 Bill Gray's cheeseburgers on top of home fries and mac salad, loaded with your choice of toppings, including Bill Gray's famous meat hot sauce. Great Plate Tuesday every Tuesday. Gimme Bill Gray's. Also a shout out to our sponsor, Cameretta Chiropractic and Wellness. They are in North Chili. Dr. Sam and Dr. Brian provide an innovative experience for pain relief, performance enhancement, and preventative wellness with the latest and greatest techniques and technology to optimize your body and keep you at 100%. Call them today, 617-4145, and give them a follow on social media. See what they're all about. We're going to sneak in a quick break and come back with the fourth quarter.
Sculpted lines.
these games are fun, aren't they?
Yeah. All right, we're back here. It is 2nd and 13 for Wilkes. We'll see what they got dialed up here. Start of the 4th quarter. Now Wilkes trailing 17-10 as Brockport took a lead on an Isaiah Simmons 21-yard run. They're going to fake the handoff, and they're going to go up top, and they've got Fear. Oh, wow, what a catch. Number 7 on the catch there for Wilkes. That's Juju Fears right up and over number 10, Marquise Wright for Brockport. And talk about a field flipper.
That's yeah, I was going to say that's a way to flip the field. And it's one of those things, though, the confidence he has in his wide receivers out there. He knew that he was going to be singled up. He knew they were going to try to bring some pressure in to try to stop the run. Went up and got it.
6'1". Receiver Fears over the 5'9" Wright. And that's when you just kind of throw that jump ball.
Yeah. They're going to try to get Jules off the edge here.
Here comes Robinson on the blitz, and they're going to throw deep again. He's got a man down there, and it's caught, and it's a touchdown. So Wilkes strikes back quick, and they're still fighting over that one, but that's already been called a touchdown by the officials.
Yeah,
and you want to that was Justin Moore.
You want to explain the rule on that one, Ryan, for everybody?
Tie goes to the runner.
That's right. There you go.
So the receiver went up, and number 44 for Brockport in coverage, Friedman, tried to sneak in there, and as soon as number 6 came down with it, that was a touchdown, regardless of whether the defender had his hands on it or not.
Yeah, well, you look at it, you got a big play on the other side, so they're going to try to give safety help over on that side and say, okay, you're going to be all right over here. Just to, short breakdown in coverage. Yeah,
you got a wide receiver Moore lined up on a linebacker and Friedman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mismatch you go after every time you identify it. So the field goal, or the extra point, is up and in good. So Valpone bangs it in, and now it's a tie game, and Brockport has to go right back to work here. Shout out to our sponsor, Ember Works Remodeling and Construction. Ember Works are the contractors you've been looking for to make your home beautiful. They offer trusted, insured, stress-free construction services for your home, including additions, decks, custom bathrooms, and kitchens. Check out Ember Works online or call today for your free estimates, 585-465-1674.
So, Ryan, if you're the Wilkes defense now, 59 seconds just went off the clock. Are you sitting there going, come on, your 3 and outs were longer? You know what I mean? What's going on? No, but
if you're happy you're tied.
If you're going to add up your 7, if you give me 7. But that's what we talked about at the onset, is the fact that Wilkes could score. They don't care.
Yeah.
We'll go back down and get it. It doesn't matter. We'll be all right.
Sure, at this point, Wilkes is perfectly happy turning this into a shootout.
Absolutely. Two beautiful passes, though, from Powell.
2 great throws by Powell. Springer and Lamage back to return this one. That one's going out of bounds. That is not how they drew it up.
There's no bueno.
If you're Wilkes, so that's going to bring it all the way out to the 40-yard line for Brockport.
And in a game like this that you have, that's such a big swing. I know there's a lot of game left.
35 yard line, that's 40.
Free kick, out of bounds. The kicking team. As long as we play 30 yards from.
So, Ryan, you expect a little bit of the same, or do you think Wilkes has adjusted for it in the short time that they were on the sideline with the fact of if he brings in multiple quarterbacks, do they have a base defensive set on that?
You'd think they'd make an adjustment like that, but I also think these quarterbacks are tough to prepare for.
Yes.
It's 3 very different. Detalio can do both. They've got, obviously, Gasella, who's going to throw the ball.
Yeah, the main thing that of the quarterbacks that they have and that Mangoni goes for, they're elite athletes.
Casella throws. Sluka climbs the ladder. What a catch by Nolan Sluka.
That is the Sluka slant right there.
He climbed the ladder and just snatched that one right out of the air. That's a 25-yard pitch and catch.
And that catch from Nolan Sluka is up on the video board.
For Gasella to Sluka, and Brockport right back in business. They are attacking this Wilkes offense or defense.
I mean, You think Sluka's playing with a little chip on his shoulder from last week? He came to play.
Nolan Sluka, 6'4". He had every inch of it in that catch. There's a nice pitch outside to, looks like that was number 1. So that's Caldwell. And Caldwell hops out of bounds after picking up 7.
So we go from a downpour in the second quarter to sunny skies now, and it may be a shootout. We may have 4 more touchdowns scored. You know, fine by me. I ain't going nowhere.
2nd and 3 here for Brockport. Simmons breaks a tackle, and he's ripped down after getting across the first down sticks.
Yeah, rare missed tackle by Talon Murray on there on the edge.
First down.
Interested to see as Brockport wants to go run more. I see Wilkes playing more and more man on the outside, wondering if Casella is going to try to expose that and take a shot toward the end zone. Look at the top of your screen. You got Sluka, it's man.
One man to man, and only a single high safety. I think Casella looks that way.
Yeah, he wants it.
They're going to hand it off to Simmons, and Simmons is popped backwards. That was number 0 who gave him that lick. Talon Murray knocked him back behind the line of scrimmage. Another Empire 8 news. Brockport's opponent last week, Susquehanna, they took Cortland, defending national champions to the brink. Cortland winds up winning a squeaker 40-38 in a shootout with Susquehanna. Number 2 versus 11, good matchup there. So number 2 Cortland survives, looking to defend their national title. They're going to have to come through Brockport this season. Casella gives it again to Simmons, nowhere to run there, and
yeah, and this is where you get into the point where you start at the 30-yard line, so you don't want to go backwards. Do you have a kicker on your team that can make a field goal, put a little bit more pressure on Wilkes? If not, you're going to play the field position game.
Sure.
You're going to try to knock this inside the 10, make them go 90. Make them go 90 on you.
3rd and 16 here for Brockport after 2 unsuccessful Isaiah Simmons runs, and we'll see what they do. Wilkes lines up too high.
They're still playing man on Sluka on the top.
Casella swings it out to Simmons, tries to get him in space, and he corralled by a couple of tacklers, barely back to the line of scrimmage, so nothing doing there, and that brings up 4th and 15 here for Brockport, and now they're thinking about what they want to do. Mesh and Lamage check in. Motts and Simmons check out. This is, obviously, we talk about a quick kick territory here for Brockport, but we'll see if they try. They tried an arm punt last time. It was this type of situation. They tried to get Sluka one-on-one in the end zone.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about Caldwell at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Maybe taking a shot at him. And a 5'8" corner.
And that is a flag. So Brockport finally gets a flag. Talon Murray's going to pick this one up. There was 12 who hit him.
Let's check out the replay
Ryan
on
Opperman.
This.
Yeah, he was early. Opperman was definitely early.
I understand. Yeah, he was there early, but the precedent you set with the first 2 close plays.
He's not any earlier than the other 2 plays that didn't get flagged. Yeah, you're right.
For a minute there, I just flashed back to the Cincinnati-Kansas City game. Hold on.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10.
I mean, they've given up some horrendous 4th down plays.
Yeah.
To Brockport.
On the defense, number 12, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So not only is Brockport going to get an automatic first down, they're now in the red zone, down to the 19-yard line. So Brockport back in business here.
So barring any sacks or loss of yardage or penalties,
field goal range.
You're good for a field
now,
goal.
Of course,
to put
the
a
last
little
time they
pressure.
were in field goal range at the end of the first half,
It was
Casella
bad.
took back-to-back sacks and knocked them out of field goal range. So don't think that's not in the back of his mind where got to get rid of the ball, on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if so, make sure it's incomplete or you're only you guy can catch it.
Mesh in the backfield with him, and they're going to give it to Mesh up the middle, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard on that one.
It seems like Wilkes has made a concerted effort that whatever side that the running back lines up on, and usually Mangoni will run that counter.
Yeah.
They're literally running a run blitz toward the opposite side where the running back goes. So, and it's been consistent all day. The one Isaiah Simmons long run, he was already hemmed in.
Yeah.
So, interesting that Simmons they got him on the sidelines right now.
9:15 left, and Brockport 2nd and 10 here. They look to throw, and they're going for it, and there's Manna! And Manna for the touchdown from 19 yards out. Ben Gasella, what a throw, just right up and over. And he dropped it in the bucket in the form of Daniel Manna.
You run a smash route on that side with Caldwell and Manna. Yep. You run a hitch, you run a post corner, and you run a flare. Take your pick.
So Manna from 19 yards out. Nice throw by Gasella. 9:03 left. Brockport looking to add the extra point to make it a touchdown football game. Monteperto knocks it through, so it is 24-17 Brockport. Shout out to our second half sponsor today, Bill Gray's Restaurant and Tap Rooms. Every Tuesday, Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's, just $9.99 for 2 Bill Gray's cheeseburgers. On top of home fries and mac salad, loaded with your choice of toppings, including Bill Gray's famous meat hot sauce. Great Plate Tuesday every Tuesday. Gimme Bill Gray's. And also our title sponsor, Bob Johnson Auto Group, carries 18 different auto manufacturers, ranging from Chevy to Ford to Toyota and many more in 25-plus locations throughout New York State. Choose from thousands of vehicles in stock. Check them out online at bobjohnsonautogroup.com to find a location near you.
So let me ask you this, Ryan. As you come out, you're Mike Fox, right? You gave up 2 plays for nearly 80 yards and a touchdown in the last series. Do you have to change anything, really? Change anything up if you're Brockport because you just gave up 2 plays? Or do you think they're going to play off where the run would be open here in this series?
I think we've seen enough of Coach Fox to know that he's not going to adjust too much. He's going to continue to play the same, style of defense. The only thing, again, is the last time they've made the decision to kind of leave Talbot in the middle of that field to try to snuff out the run, it resulted in an interception as well. So
yeah.
And there's another kick into the end zone here, and good job by the Brockport special teams unit so far today to not get any big returns.
Absolutely.
Going and keeping Wilkes going 80 yards every time they touch the ball. So 9:03 here left in the fourth quarter. It's turned into a shootout in the second half. It was 10-7 at halftime. It's now 24-17. So we'll see if Wilkes can keep the counter punch. Powell in the backfield with Jules. Powell drops back, steps into the pocket, and he takes off. He's across the 30, and he's across the 40, across the 50, down the sideline. Powell shifts inside, the ball's out. Brockport picks it up.
I knew it. I saw it. Saw it coming out.
Man on the spot, number 23 for Brockport. Jameer Clark picks it up. And now Powell is, that's not Powell, that's down. Powell. That's his wide receiver. I think that's
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Looks like number
down.
3. We'll go
but boy, what a swing of momentum. Powell down the sidelines. He had ripped off about a 50-yard run. The ball comes out, and number 23 picks it up, Jameer Clark. And now Brockport takes over.
A heck of an athletic play by Powell, but that's one of those things where you get out of bounds. You don't need to take an unnecessary hit. You've been getting beat up all day.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what are you accomplishing by cutting it back inside with the pursuit coming. You have to know that's coming, right?
Yeah, it's one of those. You're doing too much. You want to try to make a big play for your team. You already did.
Yeah.
Take the victory and go out of bounds. You know what I mean? So, but heck of a play athletically by Powell. But also, if you're able to stop them, maybe Brockport takes maybe 2-3 minutes off the clock, and you're able to stop them. You're able to go in and score, with the last possession.
Simmons takes the snap or the handoff from Gasella, and Simmons brought down after about a yard gain on the play. So 2nd and 9 coming up for Brockport.
What a play, too. Man.
I didn't see who popped it out. Somebody in pursuit came from behind and knocked it out, but looked like maybe Fanner came from behind and popped that one out. Gasella looks to throw, and nothing doing from Sluka, and that one's intercepted.
Oh, boy.
That's number 13 on the interception, Rob Barbieri, and right back to him.
I mean, Sluka's known for climbing the ladder, but he needs Shaq for that one.
And that's what Sluka's asked. It looks like it might have been a miscommunication because Sluka's kind of got his hands out like he thinks he did something incorrect.
Run a streak.
That they want him on a streak on that one instead of the post. So Wilkes back on offense after the Powell fumble, and Gasella gives it right back.
Ooh. Tale of two halves here, Ryan.
Four wide for Wilkes. And looked like Wilkes jumped. Wilkes. Powell pleading their case.
Hoping they're going to give it to him, I think.
On the defense, number 52, clapping at the snap. 5-yard penalty.
Oh, they get. So that's kind of a new call this year in college football. It's a delay of game, and it's like a illegal movement or sound at the snap. So they got Talbert. Sounds like he was maybe barking for like calling a hut call, trying to get the offense to jump off sides. We saw it a couple times last night in the Syracuse-Stanford game. They called it against Syracuse a couple times. Powell double clutches. Now he's going to try to run, and he shakes off Robinson. That's a tough task to do.
Yeah, not many people can say they did that.
The 2-yard gain on that one. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 here for Wilkes.
Paul hit the crow's hop because he wanted to.
That was a triple clutch. You talk about the double clutch.
Yeah, right.
And there's Powell. He's going to run again up the middle. He's got plenty of room to do it.
And what a seal by 5'7", 165 pounds. Jules, like I said, he has been a big factor in the run game today. He's been getting stuffed. I know the young man is frustrated, but the way that he sealed the linebacker in order to give Powell another 15 yards on that play was pretty amazing.
So big run there from Powell. 7:15 here left in the fourth quarter. Wilkes trying to tie the ball game up and force Brockport to make a play. Fanner comes out to the edge here to guard number 7. We talked to Coach.
They're going to double stack him. Look at that.
We talked to Coach Fox last year about Daewin Fanner and just raved about his versatility. And Jules up the middle. Jules finding a little room there. It's going to get 6.
That was his first real positive play of the game as far as running the ball.
2nd and 4 here. So they're kind of covering Juju Fears with Fanor and then just putting Malik Kelly up over the top.
Well, they're bringing Fanor in.
Off the edge, right.
Because they got Hadich in the back, too, the hatchet man. So there he comes. Ooh,
big collision there. Talbert and Powell just
Oh, boy.
Meeting helmet to helmet. They're saying the ball's down before it comes out. The runner is down, so that's going to be enough for a first down for Powell. He needed 4. He got 5.
Well, like we talked about with the intentional grounding call, that's twice now he's put the ball on the ground. So if there's a close call, the rest will favor him in favor of, oh, yeah, you dropped it. You know, it's a fumble. But interesting, the wide receivers didn't huddle up on that play.
Yeah.
He just called the offensive line. .5:35 left in the fourth.
Homecoming crowd trying to will Brockport to a stand here defensively. Powell fakes the handoff, and he's in the pocket. Pressure by Thomas, and Thomas gets to him, and Fanor finishes him off, but Jason Thomas was the one that got there first, big 91.
So you
and boy, you saw him shrug off Ben Robinson. Jason Thomas is another story trying to shrug him off. That did not quite work.
Yeah, like I said, they
have to shrug off 6'1", 245.
That's what I'm saying. They have him listed at 210, but that's like Josh Allen being 230. Okay, so you got 2nd and 15. You got to get at least. I mean, you got to think you're in 4-down territory anyway.
Yeah,
but you want to try to get at least half of this.
And you're inside of 5 minutes now, so if you're Wilkes, you're concerned, is this our last possession of the football game?
True.
To get points. And nice pitch and catch there up over the top. Number 8 on the catch. That was Devin Higgins.
So you're able to get 3, maybe 4. All right. Yeah, you got to get this ball to at least the 19-yard line or 18-yard line to give yourself a shot.
So if you 3rd and 11, big 3rd down here. They're all big.
They're all big.
This might be the biggest 3rd down of the game so far.
So you got to account for the legs and the arm of Powell.
You see to counter that, it looks like
they got Robinson going to spy.
Yeah, they're putting Robinson right in the middle, and that's his responsibility. Pressure from Fanor, nice throw and catch, but they're going to be shy. But it's only 2 yards. Nice catch there by number 2 in traffic. That was Zane Grover.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell by the angle from up here, though, but it seemed like if Robinson wasn't staring at him, it seemed like he could have got his hand on it.
Yeah.
It looked like he threw it right over his head. Oh, boy, here we go.
4th down.
Big Wilkes, 4th down here.
Wilkes is yet to convert on 4th down today. They're going to try and break that streak. Brockport brings big Jason Thomas into the middle of that defense again.
You got Talbot on the top of your screen coming off the edge. Trying to seal that over there.
Lots of pressure. Powell throws, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hadich.
He's gone.
And there's Hadich down the sideline. No one's going to catch him. Kyle Hadich with the exclamation point for Brockport. 10-5, touchdown. The 5th-year senior captain seals it for Brockport. And that was just Powell trying to make something happen. He saw a man flash open and just overthrew him, and Hadich was there, standing at the goal line, not letting anything into the end zone. And there was no one who was going to run down Kyle Hadich in that moment. So Kyle Hadich goes about 90 yards on the interception return for a touchdown. Brockport with a 30-17 lead now, and Monteperto comes in to try to knock it through. Snap hold good, and it is good. Brockport up 31-17 here at homecoming. What started to shape into a dogfight, Mario. Now there's a little sigh of relief on the sideline if you're Brockport, but this one's not over yet. We've seen Wilkes score in a hurry.
After watching that Philly-Atlanta game, I don't think anything's out of touch anymore. So, yeah, obviously not out of reach. What you have to do is you have to come down and get a quick score. You have your 3 timeouts, hold Brockport to a 3-and-out. Maybe you have to use your timeouts doing it, and then you come back. But we've been here before. We've seen this movie before.
So Hadich officially 95 yards end to end.
Well, Brockport did what they wanted to. They kept him in the pocket, so his feet weren't an issue. And then they had the coverage on the back end.
Mario, we talk about the quarterbacks and the running backs on the offensive side of the ball for Coach Mangoni. It seems year after year Brockport's got a safety on the back end that's doing something, whether it's Jake O'Connell, whether it's Matt Arita, whether it's now Kyle Hadich. They just seem to have guys that flow in and make big plays for this defense.
Oh, yeah, always. And it's great because Fox always puts them in the best position to make those plays.
So McGowan's going to kick this one away. He's been good about limiting returns, but certainly Wilkes wouldn't mind a special teams touchdown right about now. And he's going to get a shot at returning this one, or he'll let it bounce, and we'll see what we can do from there from the 5. And nowhere to go.
Ooh, that was close.
Return on that one, number 14 on the return, Sean McCullough, and pretty close to maybe a horse collar.
I know, yeah, that's what I thought there. I was waiting for something to get thrown, but it wasn't. But, interestingly enough, on that 4th down, I went back to the well again, and if I lost, I lost. But the play that the Wilkes ran on the touchdown play, they had the 3 receivers, they had the 2 inside guys run off, they had the inside guy run back. It's high percentage. You just have your guy lean forward 2 yards, you're good. All you have to worry about is Talbert knocking the ball down, but, that's another story.
2:48 here left in this 4th quarter. Powell trying to get his team back into this. Drops back. He's going to throw short, and one hops it.
Powell's pass incomplete.
Looked like that was intended for number 2, Zane Grover.
Well, if there's one thing that this Wilkes team taught us today is that even with 2:44 left, they have multiple big play ability. Yeah. So, they're not out of this game yet.
Back-to-back long throws the last time they scored.
Oh, false start.
1 to Fears, and then the touchdown. False start on Wilkes. That was Mauro Guarino, number 77, the right guard, who picked up the flag. 2nd and 15 here. It's all the same at this point for Wilkes. You're trying to drive the ball downfield. No situational football when you're down 2 scores with 2:45 left.
Yeah, they're going to put a bunch of guys in coverage, only rush 3.
Powell drops it, picks it up, throws outside, and good sure tackle there by Talbert. Number 6 on the reception. That was Justin Moore. That's number 8 on the catch, Devin Higgins. But Talbert
literally everywhere.
Big 52 as always, all over the field defensively.
Got a pick, a sack, tackle for loss, coverage, pass breakups.
2:15 left. Powell's going to look to run, throws across his body. It's tipped and falls harmlessly to the turf. Robinson in coverage, and that was Fears who dropped that one, number 7.
Shockingly.
Yeah. And they're going to punt here. No 4th down.
Coming up for the Colonel.
Cam Mesh out to return this one, and it's like the Colonels are waving the white flag for the day.
Interestingly enough, though, let's just try to look ahead, since you so poetically put that, Ryan. What are some things that teams coming in to Brockport can learn from Wilkes from today?
I think, unfortunately, the things that they're going to learn are things you can't necessarily design, right? Like, if you have a mobile quarterback, you can come in and do some damage against this Brockport team.
No, I was talking more about the I'll be more specific, about the offense. Going up against a Mangoni offense.
Sure. In the past, I think we've seen a Mangoni offense be they're going to run the ball in some form or fashion 45 times a game, and they're going to just grind you into dust. And now we've got Gasella. We'll see what the stats look like, but Gasella has to be over 30 attempts already today.
Close to it, yeah, absolutely. You think he was at 22 at half, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he was 22 attempts at halftime.
Okay, yeah, he's got to be way over that now.
So, so now he's pushing, 40 attempts, 45 attempts. So now how do you prepare, right? Because Fontana Rosa is going to continue to get healthier. We didn't see him at all today, but you have to imagine this because it's his first game back. They're going to try and work him in. You know that Simmons can get going in a hurry, the sophomore.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for him to go the distance. And then they've shown the dual threat at quarterback in Detalio and Soper. So it's a lot to prepare for, I think, if you're an opposing defense coming in. Maybe the best thing that you learn is how do we slow down the Brockport offense, and we got to get into a shootout with them. And we can try and make them keep up with us.
Make them one-dimensional? Yeah, because
make them pick one.
Not every team is going to have a Xavier Powell on it. Right. That could be a completely dual threat game changer for you. And it's going to go out down in the annals. Brockport might score another touchdown here. I'm not sure. Even if it is 38-17, people are going to box score hunt and say, how good are they? Look how bad they lost. Well, this was a very highly competitive game for 3.5 quarters. And he's a heck of an athlete, and this Wilkes team should be very proud of the performance they put in there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it took a 95-yard pick six, right, to make it a 2-score game. Until then, Wilkes was knocking on the doorstep. If they would have made the decision to say, we trust our defense, let's kick it, right?
Kick it 3?
Let's take field goal, and now we're in a situation where if we can get the ball back, a touchdown wins it. That maybe changes the dynamic of that play, because that was just Powell trying to make a play. That was
absolutely.
Bad luck that there was nobody in front of Hadich.
He's had a couple of those instances today where he's trying to make a play, and some of them worked out, some of them didn't.
Speaking of, there's Gino Fontana Rosa, first time back this season, and running as angry as ever is Gino. Lowers his shoulder.
Speaking of never running out of bounds, the return of Gino Fontana Rosa.
So Gino lowers his shoulder, and he picks up 5 on the play, brings up 3rd and 2. Talked a little bit about that before the game, Mario. If we're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk about that when we come back. Brockport leading here and trying to run the game out. We'll be back.
Sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Toss to Gino on the right side, and he's got some room to run. Gino Fontana Rosa, stiff arms, knocked out of bounds. Number 3 from Wilkes finally knocks him out of bounds. Leroy Marshall, but not before Fontana Rosa with a big run. And I think Gino's trying to reestablish himself as at least one of the heads of the two-headed monster here, but it's gonna that first down signals victory formation for Brockport. 31-17 is how this one's gonna end, and it is homecoming. Brockport always loves to get a win on homecoming, and Wilkes is gonna prolong the misery here by calling a timeout. Maybe they're hoping for a bobbled snap or something there.
I mean, I don't see.
Well, you can't take him with you.
I don't.
Right? So you might as well call the timeout.
I don't see Herm Edwards on the Wilkes defense.
You don't have room.
I don't see a fumble or a handoff.
You don't have
right
room
now
on the bus for 3 timeouts, so you might as well call.
Yeah,
him.
I don't. I mean, unless you want to stay at homecoming a little bit longer. That's one of the things.
Well, there is a carnival going on behind us. There's a comedy show tonight, some fireworks going on, so maybe they want to stick around.
Did Wilkes have a float? Is that why they were calling a timeout? Oh man. But we've called a lot of these before, Ryan. Minute 38 left. This game was a lot closer than people, like I said, they're going to box score, analyze 31-17. This Wilkes team came in, played Brockport very tough. This is a Brockport team that just barely lost to a team that pushed the second-ranked team in the nation to the brink. So, they got nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed about, and they got some things that they can build on. going toward the future. And I think this is going to be a fun matchup in years to come. Even though this is the second meeting between these two schools, this could be one of those matchups that lasts for a while.
So after this week, Brockport is off for a week. They got the bye week coming up after this. And then it's the Courage Bowl, October 5th against St. John Fisher. That's always a big event. That's going to be here at Bob Boozer Field on October 5th. So make sure you come out to that one if you're in the area. It's always fun to see Camp Good Days and special times for the Courage Bowl with St. John Fisher. After that, Brockport continues with at Hartwick, October 12th. Then they go to Hilbert on the 19th. They are home again for the first time after the Courage Bowl on the 26th against Morrisville. High-flying Morrisville attack. It'll be fun to watch. Utica, another tough matchup after that on November 2nd. That's a tough matchup in Utica. And then they have Senior Day, November 9th against Cortland. That is a calendar circler. That's one you look at early, and as soon as the schedule comes out, when do we have Cortland, right? Cortland, number 2 team in the country right now, defending national championships. Zach Boys and company come to Brockport on November 9th, and then Brockport closes things out at Alfred on November 16th, and we'll see after that. The weekend before Thanksgiving is the opening round of the Division III football tournament. We'll see if Brockport's there, whether or not they draw a bowl game. A lot of things to take into account there. So it is 3rd and 9 here for Brockport. 1:29 left after another timeout from Wilkes. Brockport probably going to hand this one off again to Gino, not take any chances. The toss. And Gino lowers his shoulder. He's brought down. That's number 0 on the tackle there, Talon Murray.
Fontana Rosa on the carry for Brockport. Tackle made by
Brockport's going to
number 0,
run this one down.
Murray.
It's going to be. They're going to run this one all the way down. It's going to be about 50 seconds left on the clock. 55 seconds left by the time the.
Yeah, the end of the clock management at the end of this game and at the end of the half just was very baffling.
One minute left. Brockport's going to take this one 31-17. Gasella fakes the handoff. He's going to throw because why not? Nolan Sluka wide open and incomplete. So Brockport says, well, you want to come call timeouts late instead of letting us run this one out. We'll see if we can hang another one on you.
I think that is a direct result, which is why, yeah.
Absolutely. Coach Mangoni's probably now, and now Sluka's slow to get up, so we'll see if that comes into play. They got a bye week to get everybody healthy, but yeah, you got to figure.
That's unfortunate.
Mangoni says, you're going to call timeouts to prolong this. Let's see if we can hang 3 touchdowns on you instead of 2. So Wilkes will take over. 50 seconds left on the clock. Can't imagine there's much in the playbook for this situation. Maybe
just a little bit of gamesmanship.
So it's going to be, looks like backup quarterback into the game, number 11, checking in. That's Cooper King for Wilkes. So maybe they'll let King let one rip here and see what he can do with his arm. Low snap. King steps up, looks to run, and he's wrapped up and dropped. That's Ben Robinson.
Cooper King on the keeper, brought down by Ben Robinson.
It's great.
This is like I have no idea what's going on moment right now.
It's great.
They're running hurry-up offense after punting on their last offensive possession, and
yeah, this is just basically when injuries happen.
So here we go. Now you got 6 down the sideline. That's Justin Moore, who's going to get knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 19 seconds left on the clock.
It will be a Wilkes first down.
I'm confused. As someone who watches this game religiously, I'm confused.
And I guess if you're in this type of hurry-up mode, what message are you sending to
Powell?
Xavier Powell here, right?
No, I think he's beat up, honestly. I think he just wanted to get a little bit of 2-minute work with his junior.
So here's a Brockport timeout now, with 19 seconds left. Brockport still up 31-17. We're going to give our second half sponsor one more shout out today, Bill Gray's Restaurant and Tap Rooms. Every Tuesday, Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's, just $9.99 for 2 Bill Gray's cheeseburgers on top of home fries and mac salad, loaded with your choice of toppings, including Bill Gray's famous meat hot sauce. Great Plate Tuesday, every Tuesday. Gimme Bill Gray's. And I'll tell you, Mario, I've been reading that ad for 7 years now. Everyone's complaining about inflation. I don't think that price has gone up $1 since I started reading those ads. So good on Bill Gray's. Looking to battle inflation, go have Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's for dinner, $9.99. And those things are big enough you can probably feed most of the family on one. Bill Gray's one of the best plates in the area.
We still got to make a return trip, Ryan. I'm telling you.
19 seconds left here. And Wilkes trying to make it a 1-possession game. A little bit more respectable in the scorebooks. King drops back, and he's going to throw outside with some pressure in his face.
And no.
Fanor knocks him down.
Not even Mangoni. Mangoni's not the only one with a little gamesmanship. Fox sending 6 guys. Oh, you want to throw? Okay, I got you.
Sure, you want to bring in your backup quarterback to sling the ball. Let's see how your backup quarterback handles pressure. You want to get him a look, right? We'll give him a look.
Yeah, I just think this is where injuries happen because things happen.
So the line judge is making a.
So not only is Wilkes and Brockport calling timeouts, now the ref is.
They gotta make sure they get the spot right.
Oh yeah.
So they had 2nd and 8, and it should be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, because majority time.
This last 5 minutes, I think, lasted longer than the whole second half.
Oh yeah.
So far, and it's been a 2-touchdown game the entire time. Drops back to throw through the hands of Justin Moore. Brings up 3rd down here for Wilkes. So the Colonels down 2 touchdowns with 4.5 minutes left, opt to punt the ball away.
All 3 timeouts.
All 3 timeouts.
From their own 20 on a 4th and, what was it, 8?
4th and 8.
Decided to punt it away and use their timeouts.
On defense.
Yes.
10 seconds left here. Probably shot at the end zone time. Over the middle, and there's Kyle Hadich again. Let's see if Kyle Hadich can rub salt in the wounds. Instead, he dives, takes a slide.
That's a 5th-year senior for you.
Yeah, that's a 5th-year senior who wants to go to homecoming.
I'm done.
He wants to get to the showers and get to homecoming.
I already put in a full day's work.
That's right. So 2 seconds left here, and out comes Soper, who's going to kneel this one down and put a bow on it. Oh, sorry, that's going to be Gasella.
I swear, the last 5 minutes of this game is like when you put your hand or you put your palm on your little brother's forehead and he's trying to swing at you and you can't reach. That's what this last 5 minutes has been.
So Brockport's going to move to 2-1 on the season. Their only loss coming against number 11 Susquehanna. And there it is, the final kneel down, and that'll do it for today. Brockport gets the victory 31-17 over the Wilkes Colonels. And we saw Brockport go full air raid attack in the second half and put up 24 points in the second half, and gives the few opponents they got left something to think about here. Brockport heads into the bye week next week, so no games next week, and then they're back at home for the Courage Bowl. We'll have that coverage here on Rock Sports Network. Make sure you give us a follow on social media platforms. For Mario Granata, who joined me on the call today, Joel running the camera, Gary keeping all of us behaving well and on track, producing things. I'm Ryan Lasel. This has been the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group.